fuck? Well, good morning, y'all. Happy Saturday. I was able to sleep in today. We do not work today, but I am gonna go see my little brother go play soccer later. That should be fun. Oh my god, dude, all the what ifs, all the imagines, all this, that, and the other, if I wouldn't have put money into my side hustles and into my passions. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm building something from the ground up. It takes money to make money in the long term, even if you gotta lose some of it. Everything has been learning lessons, and I've just improved on everything. So today, what we're gonna be doing is watching some videos on trading, watching some videos on creating content so I can improve on that, because that's the main goal, is to get monetized on this YouTube channel. It's got the audience, it's got the community, clearly. People are commenting, people are coming back and watching continuously, and they have been for the past 2 years, so I just gotta double down on content. And my clothing brand. As you can see, I got these hoodies. Kind of hard to sell these hoodies out in Vegas where it's hot as fuck, but maybe once it gets cold, we'll be able to. And once we do get some more money, yeah, I am gonna get some more clothing for the clothing brand, so we can work on that. But what we're gonna be working on today is taking some notes on people that have done what I want to do, because those are the people I'm going to be listening to. With that being said, I appreciate all the engagement you guys have been leaving under my videos. I'm just kind of done replying to it, because it's just repetitive. And I don't like having it, I don't know. I see it. I'm not going to say it doesn't affect me, because sometimes you can't control whether it affects you or not. But I know what I'm here to do. Hold on, let me open my chat right here. Why is that the thumbnail? I don't like that being the thumbnail. Oh, did nobody chat? Hold on, let's see. Oh yeah, then why do you make that noise? What the fuck?
2017. I've been trading since 2017, and in that time period, I have made every single mistake you can possibly make. In this video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys 8 years of trading advice within one video. What I'm gonna be sharing with you guys has allowed me to make multiple 6 figures in just the past 1.5 years trading. This is gonna be one of my most important videos that I've ever made, because this video could be the one video that turns you into a profitable trader, giving you a skill that can set you up for life. Without further ado, let's jump into it. 8 years of trading advice. Because we've recently hit 20,000 subscribers on this channel, I'm gonna be going over 20 lessons that I have learned. I don't want you guys going through the same struggles that I had to go through, and you don't have to, because since I've already gone through all this, you can learn directly from my mistakes and not waste all that time and money like I did. So trading doesn't have to be difficult. Let's simplify trading together. All right, lesson number 1, pick one asset to trade, okay? At least at the start. A lot of you guys are unprofitable traders, and you're trying to trade NASDAQ, Forex, crypto, stocks, everything all at once. How the hell does that make sense, okay? Each asset is going to move a little bit differently. For example, I started to trade with Bitcoin. I would only watch the Bitcoin chart every single day for multiple years on end. That's why I consistently have an 80% win rate when I trade Bitcoin. I understand how it moves. Pick one asset to trade, you'll understand how that asset moves, and it's much easier to become profitable as opposed to focusing on 2 or 3 different assets. If you don't know where to start, I would recommend either crypto or NASDAQ. Pick one of those 2. Lesson number 2, less is more. A lot of you guys think that more trades equals more profitability. You could not be any more wrong, okay? The exact moment that I stopped taking any other trades except for an A+ setup was the exact moment that my win rate and my profitability went up. You guys shouldn't be trading every single day. In fact, there are some weeks where you guys shouldn't even be trading. I take 2 to 3. You guys are
that's what I need to learn.
Example, I started to trade with Bitcoin. I would only watch the Bitcoin chart every single day for multiple years on end. That's why I consistently have an 80% win rate when I trade Bitcoin. I understand how it moves. Pick one asset to trade, you'll understand how that asset moves, and it's much easier to become profitable as opposed to focusing on 2 or 3 different assets. If you don't know where to start, I would recommend either crypto or NASDAQ. Pick one of those 2. Lesson number 2, less is more. A lot of you guys think that more trades equals more profitability. You could not be any more wrong, okay? The exact moment that I stopped taking any other trades except for an A+ setup was the exact moment that my win rate and my profitability went up. You guys shouldn't be trading every single day. In fact, there are some weeks where you guys shouldn't even be trading. I take 2 to 3 high probability A+ setups per week, and I have never been more profitable. Let's say you're risking $500 per trade and you take 10 trades per month. Let's say on average you're making 1 R per trade. At the end of those 10 trades, you're gonna be averaging around 10 R per month, which is very doable. So that $500 is now making you $5,000 per month. You're not trading every single day, you're just taking A+ setups. So less is always more. Lesson number 3, your strategy does matter, and it's the most important part, right? A lot of people say, oh, your system, your strategy, it doesn't matter, it's all psychology. Well, that's complete bullshit. Your trading strategy and your psychology go hand in hand. It's very difficult to have a good trading psychology and have good mental discipline if you don't have a trusted and back-tested strategy. So yes, your strategy does matter, and it's the most important part. Make sure you find a winning one. If you guys are looking for a winning strategy, I go over videos on this channel every single week over the strategies that I use to see profits in the markets every single day. Lesson number 4, think in terms of RR, not percentage. Leverage and percent does not matter. What matters is risk to reward. If I risk 3% of my account in one trade, meaning 1 R, how much reward can I see from that risk? So instead of thinking to yourself, I want to make 50% of my account this month, think to yourself, I want to make 10 to 15 R per month. And if each risk or R is 3%, that's going to be around 30 to 45% per month of your overall portfolio. Lesson number 5, track your trades. We have a trade tracker inside the Discord. If you guys aren't tracking your trades, you're just doing yourself a disservice. Lesson number 6, each trade should have a thesis. Can you explain the logic behind every move that you make? Okay, trading is not random. When you move your stop loss to break even, can you explain why you did that? When you take profit at a certain level, can you explain why you did that? Right? Each function inside of each trade should have a certain purpose that you need to explain. It shouldn't be random. When you're getting into a trade, can you explain in a sentence or 2 why you are getting into that trade, what your thesis is, where your invalidation is? A lot of you guys are trading randomly, okay? You don't even have a real logical explanation for each move that you make in the market, and then you're wondering why you're not profitable. God, lesson number 7, taking partials is...
I don't know, not yesterday, but the day before that, 2 days ago, it could have been a better day than just $400. I remember I literally pinpointed why I did the thesis and why I traded there. Only problem is I didn't know where to put my stop loss or why to explain why my stop loss was there, and the one thing I did was fuck up and let my greed get to me, because I saw $500 and I'm like, you know what, I'll move it from $500 to $600. It hit the $500 mark, but not the fucking 600, and then it came down and stopped me up. That's something I had to learn, bro. I at least once the stop is set, don't touch that shit. Don't fucking touch that shit. Don't touch the take profit. Don't touch the stop loss. If the take profit gets hit, then fuck it. Take the profit. See if it comes back down. Get another good position if you believe it's gonna continue to go up, or just find another bias. But that's where I let my greed get to me. I'm gonna make a video on that. That's the next video, actually.
Killing your profits. There's this saying in trading, you know, if you're happy with your profits, take it. That could not be further from the truth. The reason why is because that is going to affect your risk to reward. Again, going back to the trading system and the trading strategy. If you have a trusted trading strategy and you have a thesis in mind, you need to let your thesis play out. You shouldn't be taking 50% of your profit off of the tables at a 1-to-1 risk to reward. You're just killing your overall risk to reward. And now, instead of having a 40 to 50% win rate to be profitable, You need a 75, 80, 90% win rate just to be profitable, because you're taking profits way too soon. Taking partials is absolutely the worst mistake that I see beginners make. Lesson number 8, don't listen to news and narratives. Now, I could say this about trading, but this goes for anything. You should always fade what the news is saying. That's why in every bear market they say, oh, crypto is dead. In every bull market they say, oh, Bitcoin to $1 million. This is very carefully orchestrated by these powers at be to make sure that they can extract as much money from you, the retail trader, as possible. Lesson number 9, don't use this bear market, the first mistake that I see beginners make. Lesson number 8, don't be too soon. Taking partials is absolutely the worst mistake that I see beginners make. Lesson number 8, don't listen to news and narratives. Now, I could say this about trading, but this goes for anything. You should always fade what the news is saying. That's why in every bear market they say, oh, crypto is dead. In every bull market they say, oh, Bitcoin to $1 million. This is very carefully orchestrated by these powers at be to make sure that they can extract as much money from you, the retail trader, as possible. Lesson number 9, don't use more than 1 or 2 indicators at once. This is a big mistake I see a ton of beginners make. They think that, oh, if I have 20 different indicators on my screen, I will surely be profitable. Guys, that's not how it works, okay? First of all, 99% of indicators do not work at all, and they only hinder your trading. If you are going to use indicators, use price action focused indicators. Indicators that show key levels, indicators that automatically plot Fibonacci levels, indicators that show fair value gaps. Now, all the indicators that I have created inside of my pro group are price action indicators. That is why they work. And even still, you shouldn't use more than 1 or 2 indicators at once. Price action is key. Lesson number 10, strategy hopping is the fastest way to go broke in trading. Again, another mistake I see a lot of beginner traders make. First of all, they don't even have a proven trading system. And number 2, they use like 3 or 4 of them. Guys, stick to one strategy, stick to one system. If I ask you your trading strategy in a sentence or less, you should be able to answer me instantly. Stick to one strategy, don't go strategy hopping. Lesson number 11, position sizing is all that. Stick to one strategy, don't go strategy hopping. Lesson number 11, position sizing is all that matters. Risk the same percent each trade. On every single trade with your trading strategy, you should risk the exact same percentage of your overall portfolio. Meaning if you have a $10,000 portfolio, you should be risking maximum $500 per trade. If you have a $1,000 portfolio, you should be risking a maximum of $50 per trade. Keep that risk the same on every single trade. Don't lose a trade and then double the position size trying to make back the loss. That is how you blow an account. Lesson number 12, trading is a skill. It takes time to learn. Okay, trading is a skill, just like any other skill out there, okay? Just like if I wanted to learn to play soccer, if I wanted to learn how to become a plumber, I would probably be shit at it, okay, in my first 3 to 4 months. Why? Because it's a new skill to me. I have to learn it. It's going to take time. Trading is the exact same. Don't expect to be a profitable trader within a few days. A lot of you guys learn trading so you can become free, and then in a week you give up because you're not profitable. Lesson number 13, find a mentor who is already profitable and learn or follow his trades to start, okay? A lot of people might disagree with this. This is the best first step that you can take as an unprofitable trader. Learn from people who are already profitable, okay? It just makes sense. If I wanted to learn how to play tennis, I'm gonna go to a tennis instructor so I can learn how to play tennis. Find someone who is already doing it and then learn from that person or group directly. Lesson number 14, stop telling already doing it and then learn from that person or group directly. Lesson number 14, stop telling yourself it's hard to become profitable. Laws of probabilities already put you at break even. So this is a really good analogy I like to give a brand new trader. I say if you were to take 100 trades right now at a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, and you would flip a coin, okay, heads you take a long, tails you take a short. At the end of those 100 trades, around 50% of them will be winning trades and 50% of them will be losing trades. Meaning without any strategy, without any system, you will be a break-even trader at the end of those 100 trades due to the laws of probability. So your goal in trading is to just have a slight edge in those 100
coin flip decides my trading decisions. Oh my god,
trade, whether that's making 60 of them winning as opposed to 50. Maybe it's 55 trades winning as opposed to just 50. Maybe instead of a 1-to-1 risk reward, now it's a 1.2 or a 1.3. Okay, now you're a profitable trader. So all it takes to become a profitable trader is a slight edge in the markets. Lesson number 15, don't try to catch the whole move, just catch a piece of it. I took an ETH long last week inside of my Discord. ETH had gone up from around 2,500 to now 4,500. And I missed pretty much that entire move. However, I was still more profitable than 99% of traders because I caught the move from around 3,700 to 4,000. Just that $300 move on leverage that I was able to catch and call inside the Discord is what makes me a profitable trader. I am not looking to catch the entire move to the upside. That is impossible. I'm just looking to catch a piece of that move when my confluences align, when I have that A+ setup. Lesson number 16, singular price points mean nothing. Yearly open, daily open, etc. Price history is king. The only way that we can accurately predict what price is going to do in the future is based on prices past. Singular price points without any other confluences have no historical meaning in price history. Look for levels that have been respected multiple times in the past with multiple reactions. These are going to be your key levels. These are going to be the levels that you want to take trades off of. Lesson number 17, predictions mean nothing. What matters is execution. I see this on Twitter all the time, okay? People saying, oh, I told you so. I told you ETH was gonna do this. I told you Bitcoin was gonna do that. Guys, nobody gives a shit if you didn't make money from it. Predictions don't mean anything. I could post a chart right now with one line showing price go up, with another line showing price going sideways, and with a third line showing price going down. Okay, I didn't predict anything. What matters is if I am profiting off of my ideas. Lesson number 18, a break-even day is a winning day. If you don't take a trade or you have a break-even day, that's fine. Capital preservation is king. Don't get mad at yourself for not making money every single day. That's not realistic. Like I said earlier, you should only be really making money during 6 to 7 trading days out of the month. Lesson number 19, survival is key. If you're new to trading, all trading days out of the month. Lesson number 19, survival is key. If you're new to trading, all you should focus on is just survival. Don't even focus about making money in that first initial month. Focus on just surviving, on just not losing. A lot of you guys need to shift your focus from I want to make money to I want to lose as minimal as possible. Lesson number 20, trends are more likely to continue than they are to reverse. Always ride the trend. The reason I'm putting this at lesson number 20
that's the
is,
lesson
in my
I need to
opinion,
learn.
this is the most important lesson that I have learned throughout my 8 years of trading, okay? This is just a statistical fact. Trends are more likely to continue rather than they are to reverse. Now, if you are a reversion trader, for example, I am a reversion trader on a lower time frame. However, I'm always using higher time frame trend. If we are clearly bullish, as we are right now, in pretty much every single money market, I am going to be looking for longs. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, The Big Short, where it's based off a true story. A bunch of guys realize that the 2008 economy is going to collapse, and they enter a bunch of puts, make billions of dollars. That movie has single-handedly corrupted millions of minds within the trading community. You think that you can be the next one to make hundreds of thousands of dollars being that contrarian that shorts the market when everyone else is bullish. What they don't talk about is how many big longs there are. Guys, money markets are meant to go up over time. The government will never stop printing the US dollar. On a long enough time frame, money markets will go up, stocks will go up,
We literally
NASDAQ
hit
will
all-time
go up,
highs
Bitcoin will go up. If there's a clear 4-hour uptrend or a clear 4-hour downtrend, ride those trends. Don't try to always be the contrarian who's gonna get rich off of fading everyone else. A lot of the times, it's as simple as just riding the current trend. Well, that's gonna be it for this video and what I have learned over the past 8 years of trading. If you guys are done watching this and you're ready to start profiting, this is where it starts, okay? Click the button below, join Easy Trades Pro, and let's go. Inside the pro group, you guys are gonna get access to my own personal trades and analysis on a daily basis.
All right,
as
now
well.
TJR.
Years to be able to figure all of this out. And it took me 6 years to be able to figure all of this out, and I'm going to give it to you guys in under 30 minutes. My name is Tyler. Everybody online knows me as TJR. I went from being a broke college student to now a full-time day trader, and these are a whole bunch of lessons that I wish I knew when I was getting into day trading that literally would have saved me so much freaking time to end up going from that unprofitable to that profitable stage within literally 30 minutes. So hopefully this video can help you guys smooth over and get a clear and narrow path on what you guys should be doing, especially when getting into trading.
Oh yeah, they're cool with these.
And even if you guys are an advanced trader, I'm sure that there's something that you guys will be able to grab from this video that you guys are probably doing that is affecting your guys' journey and probably putting a stop on you guys turning from unprofitable to profitable. So with that being said, let's get right into it. There are 3 main skills within trading that you guys have to master in order to become profitable. And believe it or not, if you guys just focus on these 3 fundamentals and get really fucking good at them, that's really all you need in order to turn into a profitable trader. So what are these 3 skills? I'm going to break them down one by one, and then I'm going to add a couple more
How's it
tips that are
going?
going to help you guys.
Going good.
3 skills that you guys need to focus on and
Learning some more.
profitable, and it's not any of this like 1% things like figuring out
Trying
what
to
type
get
of
monetized.
basketball shoe you're supposed
How's it
to
going for
wear.
you?
That's not going to make you better at basketball. Doing the fundamentals is going to make you better at basketball, and it's the same thing with trading. So what are the 3 skills that you need
Never
to get
giving
really
up.
freaking good at in order to become profitable? You need to master your mindset, your psychology, your risk management, and then your strategy. All 3 of these are equally as important in order for you guys to turn into a profitable trader. A lot of people over-educate themselves on the strategy side of things, and that's going to be one of the easiest things for you guys to learn, because literally every single YouTube video that you guys see online is telling you some new and improved strategy on how you guys can make whatever $5,000 in 2 minutes and then turn profitable. But what a lot of people abandon is mindset and risk management, and that is equally as important, if not even more important, due to the over-education that we have on strategy when trying to turn into a profitable trader. So now that we know the 3 fundamentals, let's get into each one of them and break down how you guys can actually build these skills so that you guys can turn into a profitable trader much faster than the majority of these other people. So let's start off with mindset. That's one of our 3 skill sets that we need to master in order to become a profitable trader. This is probably the hardest skill set to master because unfortunately, us as humans, we have a very strong emotional attachment to money. We think about every single dollar transaction. It hurts us to be able to make those payments. It hurts us to be able to lose money, and then we get super excited when we make money, okay? And this is what we need to avoid feeling when we're in the markets. Or else, if we are feeling sad when we lose money and if we're feeling excited when we win money, we might as well go to the casino and gamble that money instead. And honestly, your probability is probably a little bit higher if you're gambling and feeling those emotional swings than if you were to do it trading, because trading, you can lose a lot of money really quick. Same thing with gambling, but if we treat this like a casino, it is going to end up like a casino where the house is going to win, the brokerage is just going to take your hard-earned money and take it to the bank and say, haha, you are part of the 98% of traders that fail. So the first thing that we need to do is break that emotional connection that we have with money. This is one of the most difficult things for us to do, because especially as beginner traders, we are starting out with low capital. How can we try and at least break that emotional connection to money? Well, the first thing is starting off by trading on a demo account or a paper trading account. Most brokerages have these things that allow you guys to build the skill set up.
I actually disagree with the paper trading. I don't think that gets rid of the emotional part with money. It actually does the opposite. It does get rid of it, but once you get into actually trading with money, then the emotion just comes in out of nowhere. I think for sure the best way of doing it is just the evaluations and trying to, start the process. Get as much experience as possible, and you might lose a couple bucks, a couple $100 with evaluation, but once you lock in and control your emotions, sky's the limit. Exactly. It's like playing ranked game versus a normal game, bro. Any game I play, once I unlocked rank play, I'd never go back to regular public games. Not even for warm-ups, bro. I find it like a waste of time whenever I play like regular games. Like I played Valorant, I would never play regular games. I just played a fucking ranked game. That's 100% accurate. I agree.
Of trading without having to risk your own money. But you're obviously wanting to turn into a profitable trader, making real money from trading. So obviously we're going to have to eventually transition from trading on demo and fake money over to real money. But the best thing that you guys can do is start off with demo and fake money so that you guys can build the skill set of being a profitable trader, so that when you do move to real money, you're still going to have some emotions tied to the money, but at least you'll have the confidence to take the trades that you're supposed to because you have the skill set of trading. So one, we need to establish the skill set of trading, and that's going to be helped through risk management and strategy. So by establishing these 2 fundamentals, we're actually going to be helping this fundamental of mindset. We're going to get to those 2 fundamentals later on in this video, but again, we need to establish that through demo and paper trading before we actually move into live trading. And then once we move into live trading, that's when these emotions may come back. We have the fear of losing money. We have the greed of wanting to make more money. So how can we get over these things? Into live trading. And then once we move into live trading,
I don't even have fear of losing money. I just have that greed, bro.
May come back. We have the fear of losing money. We have the greed of wanting to make more money. So how can we get over these things? This is something that is, again, it's really difficult and it's really hard for me to articulate, but one of the easiest things that I can say is don't trade with money that you aren't willing to lose. I remember back when I was an unprofitable trader, I was pretty much dumping my entire bank account into these live accounts. I remember back when I was an unprofitable trader.
What the fuck is that shit, man?
I was pretty much dumping my entire bank account into these live accounts because I was like, hey, I just need to full port, and then if I hit 1 or 2 trades, boom, I like 2 or 3x my bank account. And the problem with that is you get really greedy, and then also you're trading with money that you can't lose. You can't afford to lose. Your rent is on the line. Your food for that night is on the line. I know it's easy for me to say as somebody that's in a financially, safe position, and you guys are not necessarily in the same financial situation as I am, but trust me when I say this, build up a trading account balance and like save money, stash money on the side so that when you guys are working these side jobs that you guys are using to support your life, you guys are taking money out and stashing it to the side to the point where this money on the side, it's not going to affect you necessarily if you guys are going to lose money or make money on it because you're already paying your bills with your current job, okay? You guys need to think about it like that. You guys should not be risking money that you can't afford to lose or think, hey, I'm going to go into this trading thing and I'm going to pay my rent with this. No, because you guys haven't even established that you guys are good at the skill set yet. If you guys are working a 9 to 5, I know you guys aren't making too much money. That's okay. Slowly but surely keep stashing money away. And guess what? While you're doing this, you guys can be trading on a demo account, on a fake money account, on a paper trading account, so that you guys can build that confidence and build that skill set of trading to the point where once that little safety reserve, once that little stash of money that you guys have been putting away for a while is built up to a solid amount, you guys have built the skill set of trading, but also you guys have built up a good balance for you guys to go into a live account with, to the point where you understand that, hey, it's okay if I lose all this money. Why? Because the work that I'm doing, it still pays the bills. And 2, I know that this money is something that I'm willing to risk in order to potentially change my life. And guess what? If you lose all that money, no harm, no foul. Why? Because it's a lesson learned and it's a mistake that you guys can grow from. So again, there was countless times where I lost literally my entire bank account when trying to trade. But the biggest thing for you guys is being able to build that skill set of...
It's not as bad as me. Or mine's not as bad as that. That's what I meant.
Trading while you guys are stashing money on the side, and understand that this money that you're stashing on the side is going to be a tool to help you guys get to where you want to go until you guys get to the point where you are consistently getting withdrawals, consistently getting payouts from funded accounts. The money on the side is not supposed to support you financially. And that's where a lot of people fuck up, is they get into trading because they think it's going to get them rich in a month. And if you guys have that mindset, you guys are going to crash out immediately and you guys are going to lose everything immediately because that's greed, okay? And if you're trading with money that you can't afford to lose, then you're going to be trading with fear. And those are honestly the 2 biggest emotions that traders struggle with because they aren't handling their finances correctly. And a lot of mindset just purely comes to lack of financial responsibility on the trader side of things because they're trying to make it happen in a split second. When if you guys just focus on building the skill of trading while slowly stashing money away to potentially change your life while also supporting yourself financially from your regular job, you're going to be able to get there a lot quicker. And this was something that I wish I had learned when I was an unprofitable trader trying to turn profitable because, again, I was not smart with my money and I was pretty much throwing hard-earned money that was supposed to support my life, that was supposed to pay for rent, that was supposed to pay for food, and I was spending it on these accounts because I was like, hey, by doing this, I'm going to get rich quick, and then boom, I'll be able to make 3 times my rent, I'll be able to pay my rent, and then I'll also be able to go buy a Louis belt. And guess what? Every single time you do that, you're dealing with money that you can't afford to lose, that you need to make money on, and then boom, you're screwed because you're trading with fear or you're trading with greed. So be able to identify those 2 emotions. If you guys are ever feeling like, hey, when I'm in a trade, I'm scared of losing, you're trading with too much money. If you're ever in a trade and you get excited when you win, or if you get excited when the trade is going in your direction, you are trading with too much money and you're trading with money that you can't afford, and you're much better off lowering your account size to the point where you need to be able to build that emotionless relationship with money. And this is what a lot of business owners and a lot of successful people now have with money, where we see it as a tool rather than a necessity. So think about the money that you're stashing away as a tool to get you to where you want to go, and make sure all of your regular living expenses are covered, and that will help you guys build that emotionless connection to money. Now, with that being said, let's move on to risk management, and this is also going to be dealing with money. Just like I was mentioning in the mindset portion, in the psychology portion, risk management is super important. And again, a lot of people get into trading and are just thinking about the big wins and how excited they would be if they we're able to hit like a $50,000 win. That's the problem. If you're getting excited about a win, like you guys see my trade recaps where I'm making $100,000 in a trade or like $25,000 in a trade, and I'm emotionless throughout all of it. Even sometimes I'll lose $25,000 or I'll lose $50,000, and I'm emotionless through all of it. So you guys need to be thinking, okay, what amount of money is that going to amount to me? And that's how you guys should initially treat your risk management, where you guys shouldn't be getting excited about the wins. You guys shouldn't be getting sad about the losses. Ideally, when it comes to risk management, you guys are going to be risking anywhere from like 1 to 3% of your trading account per trade. But again, going back to that mindset point where if your account is with money that you can't afford to lose and you guys are risking 1 to 3% of that account, and that 1 to 3% of that account is money that you can't afford to lose, you are still going to be feeling those emotions, because risk management is two things, okay? It's risking the right amount per trade, but it's also understanding that, hey, we need to be risking the amount to the point where we are still emotionless with the money that we're trading. On top of that, we need to be trading to be able to trade another day. The way that I like to think about this is understand that losing weeks are going to come, losing days are going to come, and if you are risking too much of your account to the point where it's going to drastically affect your account balance when you guys are losing these trades or winning these trades. A lot of people think like, yeah, if I get a big win, that's going to be beneficial. No. And trust me, coming from me, I turned an account from $10,000 into $112,000, and you're probably thinking, wow, that was great. No, because it reinforced bad habits for me. And guess what happened the very next day? I lost all of it because I was risking the same amount, and I was doing that same really crazy, really dumb risk that I was doing in the past that helped get me from $10,000 to $112,000 over the course of 2 days. And then in turn, what happened? I ended up losing all of it the following day. So again, we need to be thinking with our account balances, how can we live to trade another day? And how can we make this account last for our entire timeline of being a full-time profitable trader? And I know you guys are probably dealing with smaller account balances right now, but with that mindset of like, how can I leverage this account size and use this account size to my advantage to the point where, okay, I'm trading with a dollar amount that I'm not afraid to lose, and I'm not excited about whatever the profit that I'm going to get on it. And then also I'm risking an amount where it's not going to drastically affect my account balance if I lose, and it's also not going to drastically affect my account balance if I win. Those are two very important things, and by risking 1 to 3% of your account, that's going to help you guys live to trade another day. Now, let's get into the third skill set, which is going to be strategy. Now, I'm honestly not going to go too deep into this. I have a free course that you guys can learn literally every single confluence that I ever teach online. I'll leave a link in the description for that where you guys can learn all of that. I also teach people directly as students, okay, if you guys want to be mentored by me personally and a bunch of other profitable traders as your guys' coach, if you guys want like specific answers to your guys' questions, because again, when I'm making these YouTube videos, it's like one thing for me to get on here and just kind of make a vague assumption of what all, unprofitable traders are going through, but some of you guys may have specific questions that you guys want to ask me personally or another profitable trader coach personally, and that's what we give you guys access to in my blueprint. So I'll leave a little link down in the description for that, but again, a lot of that can be solved with just these YouTube videos. So let's get into strategy. Strategy, I really don't want to cover it too much because like I said, it's the overeducated part of day trading where a lot of people already know their strategy, but one thing that I do want to cover is the overeducation of strategy. So a lot of you guys are watching multiple strategy videos per day. You guys are watching multiple confluences videos per day, and you guys are just looking for some secret key, some magic confluence that you guys are going to learn one day via YouTube, and then boom, that's just going to change the trading game for you. Newsflash, that is not going to happen, and it's never going to happen, and if you keep looking for it, you guys will never turn profitable. And this was a mistake that I made when I was trying to turn profitable, where I was just watching endless content on YouTube, versus if I had just stuck to the strategy that was somewhat working for me, or stuck to the confluences that I understood why price was moving off of them, and then just completely turned off all of day trading YouTube and stopped looking for confluences that were going to help my strategy get a 50% better win rate. Like, fuck all of that. The best experience that you guys are going to gain when it comes to strategy is actually applying it to the markets. So instead of spending hours on YouTube trying to learn the next best strategy or the next best confluence that's going to help you guys become a profitable trader, you guys probably have already digested thousands of hours worth of strategy content on YouTube. You guys no longer need strategy content. You guys need to apply it. It's like the difference or the analogy of someone that sits down and watches 1,000 hours worth of basketball training videos versus somebody that spends 1,000 hours without knowing anything about basketball just on the basketball court. Once we put those people on the court at the end of both of those durations, who's going to be better at basketball? When we give the person who's never touched a basketball in their life but watched 1,000 hours worth of basketball training videos, guess what? They're still going to fucking suck. Yes, they may know like certain drills or certain moves that may help them, but they don't know how to fucking dribble. They don't know how to fucking shoot, and it's going to be their first time attempting to do these things, versus if we give someone a ball and have them actually try and train for 1,000 hours, they're going to be in a far better position than the person that just sat there and watched. So it's the same exact thing with trading. We need to actually be building this skill set. How? By fucking trading, okay? You wonder how you get better at trading? By putting in repetitions. It's just like the gym. You need to go into the gym every single day to build those muscles, to build that muscle memory of actually trading and getting better at it, okay? There's several different softwares that can help you guys back test. There's TradingView, obviously. That's how we actually can practice live trading. There's demo, there's paper trading accounts that you guys can actually be placing these trades and then figuring out how you guys can get better in real time in these markets, okay? Because again, it's one thing to be watching these videos and understanding the confluences, but it's another thing to actually go out there and apply it. You guys need to be doing both, and if anything, I'm sure you guys have already watched too many of these YouTube videos, so you guys might as well start putting in more work on TradingView rather than on YouTube. The last little tip and thing that I want to cover in this video is just understanding that everyone's timeline is going to be different, okay? And I'm sure you guys can follow a whole bunch of day traders, including myself, whether it be on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. And a lot of social media is just highlighting the wins. In fact, it's really annoying for me because I try and be super transparent about all my wins and all my losses. But even on YouTube, if you guys scroll through all of my trade recaps, guess what videos get more views? It's the days that I'm winning, the days that I'm making $150,000 in a day, the days that I'm making $25,000 in a day. Just recently, trade recap, I made $22,000 in a day. That video got 45,000 more views than me losing $25,000 in a day. The balances were the exact same, except people just wanted to watch the win way more than they wanted to watch the loss. When in fact, if they had watched the losses, they would probably be learning more because it's a mistake that their mentor made. And it was a mistake that they probably made on that trading day as well. Unfortunately, in this social media era that we're in, a lot of the wins are highlighted instead of the losses. And again, like I said, I like to be super transparent with you guys, but you sometimes have to do your digging to be able to find these things because again, the wins are just highlighted far more than the losses, especially when it comes to being an unprofitable trader. That's something that can be super discouraging because you guys see all these traders winning on a daily basis, or oh my gosh, this person made this much and I lost today, man, I'm not going to make it. Or how come this person was able to get this amount of money in a payout and they've only been trading for 6 months and I've been trying to do this for 2 years. Why did they get it and not me? You guys need to tune out all of that bullshit. And honestly, one of the biggest things for me was literally unfollowing every single day trader on YouTube. I stopped watching all of these strategy videos. I stopped watching their trade recaps. I unfollowed every single trader that I was following on Instagram. And at the time when I was trying to learn how to trade, TikTok wasn't a thing, or I don't even think I had it downloaded at the time. But unfollow all of these people, including myself, especially if you guys are really trying to get this done. Like, this video is awesome and it's great for you guys, and maybe you guys see a video or two of mine that pops up that you're like, hey, this is actually addressing a specific question that's going to help my trading journey. But for the most part, you guys need to focus on your own success. Comparison truly is the thief of joy, and it's also going to be holding you guys back, because if you keep comparing yourselves to all these other people who are online, and again, like I was saying, the wins are escalated, you guys are just going to forever be thinking what do they have that I don't? And then that causes the over-education cycle. That causes you guys to want to look more and deeper into YouTube videos. You guys need to stop that. Just focus on your own journey. And this is another big thing. It's just journaling your trades and seeing the difference of trades from a month ago to now, or seeing the difference in your trading and how you guys understand price action from a year.
As one of the reasons why I've been daily live streaming, so I can go back and watch my live streams, especially when I come back and edit it. But journaling trades is for sure more important too.
Year ago compared to now, and actually seeing that progress. Something that sucks about trading is there's this super...
Hold up. This shit zoomed the fuck in. That's so weird.
black and white of like, boom, you're either unprofitable or you're profitable. And when you're in that unprofitable stage, it's just very apparent. Like you are consistently losing money. So it's super hard to be able to actually track your progress. But if you guys are journaling your trades, you guys can look back on like several years or several months worth of
So I'm not really tripping about what everybody gotta say about my losses, because once the dubs start coming in,
trades, and you can say like, oh damn, I've actually made progress, even though I'm not necessarily profitable yet. That's going to keep you guys going. And the last thing is just understanding that everybody's on a different timeline. Okay, so if you and your friends are trying to do this and one of your friends is able to like find success a little bit quicker than you, it's okay. Every single one of us as humans is different. Everybody is in a different headspace, and people learn and pick up things at different rates. So just focus on your own success, focus on your own growth, and you guys are truly going to become better traders by doing that. Again, like I said, in these YouTube videos, I can only cover like little bits and pieces of what I think just the overall vague umbrella of unprofitable traders. If you guys want to be taught or mentored by me personally, you guys can join the TJR Trades Blueprint in the description. Again, this is something similar where it's like you guys would actually be able to get on a Discord call with me, ask your direct trading questions, and that is something that is actually beneficial, where you guys can get in there, and that's where I'm able to smooth out all of these like direct trading mistakes that you guys are making on a daily basis. And how do I know that you guys are making them on a daily basis? You guys are coming to me and you guys are telling me, saying, hey, I'm making this mistake, and I'm just like, boom, I've made this mistake so many times where I know the exact cure for it. Versus these videos, it's like, look, I'm just trying to put like an overall umbrella, like how can I help?
all right. As in no trading, like you said, it's all about experience in the market, and that's what I've been going through with these live streams. But now we're gonna learn how to grow a clothing brand, because I have not given up on that either, and it's about time we start working on this shit. Even like you said, from the ground up. We started from the ground up. We gonna show the progress. Still got a whole lot of clothing we could sell, and a whole lot of growth to make.
Look at this business as a stock. Look at this business as your portfolio. Look at this business as a tree that's keeping you shady in the desert. And if you keep picking the leaves off the tree, you're gonna be hot. It's real soon. So what you need to do is keep reinvesting, keep putting water on that tree, and then you're gonna have so many leaves that when you, and fruit that when you pick from it, it doesn't hurt you. But right now, you're trying to eat from the fruit of knowledge so early on that you are destroying your brain. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Marlon Wise, co-owner and CEO of World of Vision.
I'm Nicholas Clark, co-owner and designer of World of Vision. Hey, this is gonna be probably the best video that you watch to help you reach 6 or 7 figures in sales. All right, so check this out. This one gonna be different. And when I say different, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you behind a computer. We're gonna take you through a PowerPoint. All right, we about to give you a free course.
Relax.
All right, this is something that
and
we would
enjoy
charge
the ride.
thousands of dollars for, but we're gonna do it for free for our YouTube subscribers.
Free 99, baby. Free 99.
Let us know if you need another one of these. But for all of our inner circle students, they already know when we get behind this computer, when we build out these slideshows to take you through how to get you from $0 to $100,000 in sales.
We extra hype. I feel like a game about to happen. I'm like pre-game warm-up right now.
I'm super hyped. They already know what it is whenever we do this.
Let's get it.
And if you don't know, you about to get the feel for it.
Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Run us up. 1 million subscribers.
Run us up.
All right, we 10% there. We want 1 million subscribers.
We want an M
to 1 million subscribers. So make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, run us up. Make sure you let us know what was your favorite part about this video.
Let's get it.
All right, let's get straight into it.
Cool. So today what we're going to talk about is why you can't reach $100,000 in sales with your clothing brand. Now, if you don't own a clothing brand, you're looking to get a clothing brand started, this video is still perfect for any and everybody at any stage of the journey.
Yep.
Because what we're going to do right now is walk you through how to actually make your vision something that's bigger than just what you thinking. Like, or if you're thinking that you just gonna sell your first 10 shirts or 20 shirts or 100 shirts, this is gonna be something that's gonna expose you to a whole nother level of building a business. All right. And if you don't own the clothing brand, but you do own a jewelry brand, or you sell scarves or anything like that, this same information can help you.
Yep. And this ain't no regular podcast right here. We got a PowerPoint, baby. So make sure you do your due diligence right now. Pause the video. And
Get
go
it.
and grab you a pencil and a piece of paper because it's about to be action-packed. And you're
ready,
going to
baby.
need to take notes for this. All
I'm
right,
ready.
this right here is about to be your plan. We
Yep.
about to build your business plan right now with you.
Yep.
On this, inside of this video right now. Let's get to it.
Yep, it's time to take notes. It's time to put your phone on Do Not Disturb. Please do not get distracted. I want you to lock all the way in. All right, here we go. Why you can't reach $100,000 in sales with your clothing brand. So, obviously, if you haven't hit your $100,000, this is going to give you the game plan to get you on that path to get there. Disclaimer, it will not happen overnight. You're not waking up tomorrow with $100,000. There's too many people out here that's teaching people about building a brand, doing e-commerce, and it's like we make it super easy as if anybody can do it, and they gonna all be rich and they all be millionaires, right?
Yep.
That's not the case. But if you do start, right? If you do start, you will be 10 steps ahead of most people. Because I watched the podcast yesterday, and you know what they said? Is either you going to start or you going to settle,
Yep.
right? So which are you going to choose? Are you going to start or are you going to settle, all right? And if you're watching this video, that must mean you are getting ready to start or you're on your path to actually starting to get that first $100,000 or even that first $1 million in sales.
Yep, and as you go to the next one, I just want to get them in a mind frame of understanding, like, I know we talk about, making $100,000, millions of dollars, and, transparently, like a lot of you guys, we just want you to put these actions into play because even $1,000 or $2,000 extra dollars profit can change your life.
Yes.
Can get you on the track to build generational wealth. So we just trying to show you the tools out here that's easily accessible to you with the internet, with applications.
With this channel.
With hustle, with this channel that you can go out and apply and start to, generate that generational wealth. Whether, like I said, whether that's $1,000, $2,000, $100,000, $1 million brand, whatever that is, whatever goals you have set for yourself, this video is just to help you.
Facts. Hey, so check this out. What we want to do is not only just give you information, but we also want to let you know that it's possible, all right? One of the first things that we heard, before we was even doing these numbers that I'm showing you on the screen was Sherrod from God is Dope. He said, it's possible. And hearing, that it's possible from somebody that looked like me, from somebody that started like me, is super impactful because I know that if they did it, I could do it too.
Yep.
So if we did it, you should already know that you could do it too. And if you didn't know that, you know that now. All right, so on the screen, what we're showing you is our last month sales.
Yep.
So this month is March. Last month was February. We did $340,000 in gross sales.
Yep.
All right, and the only reason why we want to show you this is because we not teaching you information that we learned years and years and years ago. We teaching you information that's current now, and we showing you how if you continuously go on that path, doing numbers like this is going to be super simple and super easy for you.
Yep.
Right, Mom?
And how many people watching this can actually call somebody right now that's doing $300,000 inside of their business? So if you can't, you need to extra lean in and tune into what we're about to talk about. Because right now, this is that environment that we talk about. This is that exposure. This is you transforming your mindset to realize that it is possible. It is people out here that's doing these type of things, and you're going to be one of these people after this.
Look, and now that you through the mindset, the brand, the principles, the strategies, and even the microsystems. Notice I put
The mindset, the brand, the principles, the strategy,
microsystems because it's these small systems that you need to create to ultimately manage and operate this huge system that you're going to ultimately have in the end. All right, cool, Ma?
Let's get it.
Cool, let's get it. All right, the mindset. All right, the mindset is the biggest thing ever. I just was on the phone, and this young brand owner was like, man, I want to buy my first 12 shirts like y'all. All right, and to be honest with you, if we was just getting started all over again, like, I don't know if I'd buy 12 shirts again. I think I'm going to just buy my first 100.
I'm going to be real. We was 14. We was like, all right, what's the cheapest amount of shirts you can get? And it was only like it was 12 was the minimum. So like, we only started with 12 because it's the minimum. So I want to let y'all know, if you trying to start with 12 shirts, I want to let you know that you at the mindset of you trying to start with the bare minimum.
Yes, and it's going to take you exactly the same amount of time that it took us to build this brand. It took long. Like, it took... What it was, 2010, it's 2024?
14 years.
14 years. We trying to help you speed up the process and do it in 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
All right, so if I was just getting started and I wanted to build a multi-million-dollar business in 2 to 3 years, I wouldn't start with 12 shirts. I think I would start with 100 shirts. Why? Because in order to make $1 million in sales, you're going to need $1 million worth of product.
And that's a minimum, because I'm going to say, the answer I'm going to give you going to be like, how much do you want to make? Well, like, that's what we need to start at. We need to start, if you initially want to launch your brand, I need you to be like, how much do I want to make?
Ask
All right,
yourself
if I
that.
want to make $10,000, okay, let's say average units cost $10. All right, so, and you're going to sell it at, let's just say 20. So if you're selling an e-shirt for 20, how many shirts you need?
I think that's about 500.
You need 500 shirts. If it's going to cost you $10, how much you need to invest? $5,000.
Exactly.
Now, either you need to figure out how you could bring your cost of goods down, or you invest the $5,000, you go out, you sell it, you flip it to 10, and then this is gonna happen. Now I'm about to give you the mindset. The mindset that you normally would have is, I'm about to just go get another 500 shirts. And you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna keep putting yourself in the same cycle. When you first get your brand started, you really have to have the mindset that you are reinvesting everything. Especially for my people that already have a job, that already have something going. Stop starting your brand and immediately trying to reap the reward from your brand. If you're not doing this full time, you don't even need to be getting paid for this, because like, you don't really need it. You already was surviving off what you was doing. Keep investing into this business. Look at this business as a stock. Look at this business as your portfolio. Look at this business as a tree that's keeping you shady in the desert. And if you keep picking the leaves off the tree, you're gonna be hot. It's real soon. So what you need to do is keep reinvesting, keep putting water on that tree, and then you're gonna have so many leaves that and fruit that when you pick from it, it doesn't hurt you. But right now,
keep growing.
you're trying to eat from the fruit of knowledge so early on that you are destroying your brand.
Totally.
You are destroying your brand because you're trying to move at a rate that's unrealistic. Think about this, what we just said. You put $5,000, you flipped it to $10,000. If you go and get 500 more shirts, you're only gonna make another $10,000. You're putting yourself in a repeated cycle by not reinvesting the extra 5,000 to go and get, this the catch. It's called economies of scales. It's a mindset thing. You think it's cheaper to get less when it's actually cheaper to get more. So instead of going from 500 shirts, the same amount of money when you invest that 10,000, I guarantee you're gonna get an amazing break where you're gonna be like, damn, I did not understand this. Because the 500 shirts cost you 5,000, but as soon as you go and put 10,000 and say, how many shirts can I get? You're gonna say 1,500 to 2,000. You're gonna be like, wait, so if I added 5,000 more dollars, I could get double, triple the amount that I just got? And it all was in because it actually causes the print shop, it actually causes you, it actually causes the distributors to sell you more at a cheaper price than it is for you to get less. So now you actually gonna start getting more merchandise. So we did the math on that. If you did 1,500 shirts now, that's the problem. They want to score touchdowns. They want dance. They want the crowd to get it. And let me not like, you know, we don't do this for.
There? Damn, that shit just out of nowhere.
Pats on the back. So like that's what I mean by that when I'm saying you want dance and you want the crowd to get involved. Like if you running your brand to like impress other people, if you running your brand to get people to think you cool, if you running your brand for all the wrong reasons, then why you started your brand, the mission behind your brand and what you trying to accomplish, like you starting from on the wrong side of this perspective. Because like let's talk about the concept of football players. Like they do that stuff for their whole life and then they realize that once football over, because some people can't go to the NFL, some people get hurt, that they don't even know what they want to do after that. And they never found their true why or true mission to like fulfill themselves, and they could have been doing that while still playing football. So the same that we did. In a sense of, we realized senior year, we like, all right, you know, we want to do this brand full time. I didn't have to like stop playing football to keep doing the brand. I just used what I knew my why now, so I was able to use football to continue to leverage myself, get around new networks, get around, put ourselves in position. We were selling to the football team right then and there. A lot of people, this is the thing, you have so much opportunity right there in front of you that you're not even seasoning, you're not even using it. You're not even telling the people at your job about your brand, all right? And the main thing we want you to get from this is this, like the mindset that you have to be great. It's gonna be like playing sports. You're gonna be on a team. You're gonna have to go through adversity. You're gonna have to look at it from the coach's perspective, what you call a technician. You're gonna have to look at it from the player's perspective, which is the technician. The coach's perspective, which is the manager. And then the entrepreneur perspective, which may be the AD, the president. It's different levels to running your business, and you have to understand, you have to have the mindset of what those positions are, what those levels are. How can you, transform, as we talked about, who you are, where you may be a player, but you need to get to becoming a coach. You need to get to becoming an AD and stop getting caught up in the mindset of, you just want to play, just to have people, yelling out your name to catch a few touchdowns.
Exactly.
Hey, we going crazy in this one right here. Hey, check this out. I know a lot of people usually see,
you was banking right here,
see
huh?
pictures on the internet of people just flexing with a lot of bread, all right? But in reality, like this, that was us at one time. Like, we thought that was like a lot of money, right? Like,
How much money do you think that is right now?
I think that was a little bit over like 2,000.
4, 6, 8.
And at this time is when we was like
3,000,
flipping
4,000.
shoes, selling Supreme. But ultimately, this one thing helped us change our mindset, because whenever we was buying these Jordans, I would buy one pair of Jordans, that'd be what, $200. We'll sell it, make an extra $50 or extra $100. But then we noticed that we had to get our inventory up. I gotta buy about 6, 7 pairs if I really want to get to the thousands. So us starting to invest in thousands was actually us changing our mindset, because same thing what I was talking about earlier about the person who called me and was asking, how much should I invest? And you say, how much do you want to make? That's really the true answer to that question, because we wanted to make a lot of money. When we say a lot of money, we talking tens, 20s, and thousands of dollars, but we were scared to invest 1,000. So us flipping products, us buying shirts, 1,000 shirts, 2,000 shirts was that mindset shift, because that's when we started to make cheese like this, and that's just the beginning of it. This was just scratching the surface. All right, so that's what we want you to understand. If you want to make thousands, you got to invest thousands. All right, and just from going to investing thousands, now look what we're doing. We writing tens of thousands of checks, right? And even with this photo right here, what we was able to do is actually start a scholarship fund at Louisiana Tech, where we was able to raise over $40,000 and gift somebody with a scholarship. Now, with that being said, like, don't think about where you are right now, but think about where you want to be. And if you truly want to get to millions of dollars in sales, you have to be willing to believe in yourself, and you have to invest in yourself. If you are not willing to do that, then this may not be for you. Click off the video, get off. You don't even need to watch this. But sometimes it comes down to truly, do you actually see yourself doing this?
Fuck yeah.
Do you see yourself owning $1 million brand?
Hell yeah.
All right, and if you do see yourself doing this, then lay it on the line. Invest what you can and continuously reinvest those profits so you can continuously grow this brand to $1 million brand. All right, now let's talk about the brand.
The brand.
All right, let's talk about the brand. All right, pop quiz. Everybody that's watching this video, what brand is this? 5 seconds. 5.
I think that's
4,
Gucci, right?
3.
My bad.
2,
LV.
1. All right,
Come on.
This is Louis Vuitton. And whenever you first getting started, sometimes we go look at Louis Vuitton for inspiration. We look at Louis Vuitton for direction. But in reality, you shouldn't do this, because they are where you want to be, but they didn't start where they are now. And sometimes, all the time, they can just slap their logo on the shirt and you'll buy it. Why? Because it comes with a certain status. It ups your level as a person just because of that logo on the chest. Why does it do that? Because they was made in 1854.
Damn.
This is about tens of our lives in this time that they was running their brand.
Yep.
That's why their logo have significant value. Kings and queens was wearing their product. So why wouldn't you spend $200, $300, $400 or thousands of dollars on a product that kings and queens was wearing?
Ouch.
So what I want you to do is I want you to realize that this is going to be a marathon, not a sprint.
Marathon, not a sprint.
This is going to be a marathon.
Facts.
So what you need to do is understand that you're playing the long game. Your logo may not be worth anything now, but your logo is going to be worth something in the future.
Yep.
But before you go out there and start selling product with your logo on it, you need to create a brand message. You need to create a design that details your message out there to the world. And that's what people are going to support now until they understand, hey, what is this WI? If you go to our website right now, we still don't have products with just the WI on it.
Yep.
Because what we're doing is we're creating designs that get our brand message out there. Trust in your vision. You see it on my shirt right now. Trust in your vision. All right? And once people understand what trust in your vision is, then they're going to start buying the logo. Because when they buy the logo and people ask them, what is that logo? They're going to say, this world and vision. Trust in your vision. Right? Check this out. Got one of y'all favorite brands on the screen. Chick-fil-A, one of the best places to eat at, except on Sundays. And I'm glad you said Sundays, because if Chick-fil-A wanted, they could open on Sundays and make a lot of money. But guess what? They are sacrificing those Sundays because of their brand.
Yep.
Right? They're staying true to their brand. Right? If we stop putting these tags on our sleeve, we might lose some customers. We might lose a lot of our customers.
Yep.
Because
consistency.
Hey, he said the word consistency. All right, all of our products have this tag on it.
Damn.
It's consistent. Anywhere you go in the world, any Chick-fil-A is going to deliver the same service. They're going to say those same two words. What them same two words is, Ma?
My pleasure.
My pleasure. But when you go to McDonald's, the ice cream machine may be broke.
I ain't gonna tell y'all what happened at the last Chick-fil-A I went to.
What they said?
I think he said thank you or something like that.
It's almost weird when they don't say my pleasure. It's like you won't get them in trouble. I'm telling on you.
I was like, whoa, I thought you was supposed to say something else.
Exactly. Consistency. All right, but consistency over a long period of time, just like Louis Vuitton did it. All right, let's talk about the principles.
What you got? Let me get on these principles right quick.
All right.
Something
that we like to say.
Yep.
Go ahead, you got it.
Same principles, different strategies.
Talk to them.
All right.
Ooh.
Talk to them. Talk to them.
Same
Skims.
principles.
All right, is similar to all of our brands. They may sell
Different.
shapewear, loungewear, all right, tights,
Strategy.
skirts, underwear, whatever. But they're using the same principles, but just different strategies. And a few principles is going to be they have an online site that distributes all around the world. If you don't have an online store, you're in trouble. All right, and the same thing what we say in every video, data, emails, and phone numbers. You need it. If you're not collecting emails and phone numbers every time you get a sale, you are in trouble.
Their partnership is crazy.
Look, they sent out a text saying, here's their new product. They got it on their website. They're using the same principles. They're just using different strategies. Obviously, they're going to put their target audience in their product. Your target audience may be people that's at church. You may be people that's 18 years old. It may be people that's 60 years old. It may be athletes. You have to show off your product. That's your strategy with your target audience. Right? Same principles, different strategies. We're all in the same game. We're just all using different strategies. What make you unique, different from World and Vision, is your story.
Yep. That's what's gonna make a lot of people. That's what one of the main factors of every brand is. What you need to understand. All these big brands had a story. I guarantee you, people that watch this probably heard the story about Sam Walton driving the pickup truck. Like, you know, those stories literally live on. Like, people like hear those stories and they support it. They support the brand.
And if you don't know who Sam Walton is, hey, you're in trouble. You need to learn more about entrepreneurship. All right, so go do the research after that if you don't know who that is.
Greet it, everybody.
Hey, the strategy. Let's talk about the strategy now, all right? So one of the two main strategies that we have identified that have extremely accelerated our brand over the last 14 years is going to be our in-person strategy and our online strategy.
Can I talk about the in-person first?
Talk to me, Slim Jim. Talk to me.
Because from my perspective, that, and you need to evaluate yourself, understanding this. Like, if you aren't already creating compelling content, if you aren't ready creating content that's generating
Immense
clicks,
material
you're getting
success
views,
does not
you're
always
getting
equate to
attention.
fulfilling.
I would
life.
recommend you growing your online, but focusing in person. All right. Why I'm gonna say that is because maybe just yet the reason why you're not getting those clicks are because one of your skill set when creating content, and then two, nobody still knows and understand your brand. And so going out and doing one, the backpack method, or two, the pop-up shop method, is going to allow you to get the data and the actual feedback that you need from your customers to improve your online experience, and it's going to give you the data that you need to start making sales online. Because what we realized was that a lot of people starting off from zero, that's in the phase of doing $0 to $10,000, one, they don't have a database. That's number one. And then number two is that when they do have a database and they're doing these in-person events or they're doing this backpack method, they still don't realize the importance of gathering that data when they're making that sale. So they're still in the hustle mentality, the hustler mindset of just making sales. All right, but not realizing that you need to take those sales that you're making in person, continue to gather that data and remarket to that person. And that's where that content gonna come in at. That's where that email, that's where that text mail gonna come in at. And the crazy thing is, you can actually continue to create content in person. Like right now, I'm seeing going viral, they're having like, how much does this product cost? And I'll let you have it. Maybe a reaction video to some of your products. Maybe even taking in the hustle mentality, the hustler mindset of just making sales. All right, but not realizing that you need to take those sales that you're making in person, continue to gather that data and remarket to that person. And that's where that content gonna come in at. That's where that email, that's where that text mail gonna come in at. And the crazy thing is, you can actually continue to create content in person. Like right now, I'm seeing going viral, they're having like, how much does this product cost? And I'll let you have it. Maybe a reaction video to some of your products. Maybe even taking your brand why and now asking people, I got my guy Everett asking people how can they apply pressure? How do they apply pressure? It's just different creative ways that you can still do while you're in person, selling product and meeting people, that you can still create content to grow your online space. But you're still focusing on being outside, because it's gonna be the easiest way to make those sales. The next thing, you're gonna need that why when you're doing this in-person method, because we always tell people we don't sell a tangible product, we sell an intangible feeling, all right? And what we mean by that is we're wrapping a story, we're wrapping an emotion, we're wrapping energy inside of our product that makes you wanna buy that rather than buy the product. The product is what you are subconsciously putting on to represent what we all about. That's why people buy it without thinking about it, because they're thinking about what the meaning of it is that they're buying and not what they're actually buying. Because they were already gonna buy clothes. We all sell clothes. We all wearing clothes probably right now, unless you're sitting somewhere in your bed, but you probably wearing clothes. So it's not like, it's one of those daily necessities that you need. And what we're realizing is that more people are being conscious on the clothes that they're actually buying and on the brands that they're actually supporting, because of that status and that meaning that they want other people to associate themselves with. So that's why your brand's message is so important, in the environment and the lifestyle that you create around your brand, because that's what people are gonna buy into.
Hey, and even like, just to even scale that even further, when you in person, what's that one thing that they gotta collect? Data. All right. So in the last slides that we showed you, you need to increase your online conversions with emails and phone numbers. So with that picture on the left with all of these orders, the only reason why we was able to do that, because the whole time at the kiosk, we was capturing so much data in person. And now we able to remarket and make those repeated customers, because we send out a text and we letting them know, hey, thank you for purchasing at the kiosk. Here's 10 or 20% off our online store. Shop with us. Let's get it. All right, and now those people are, sometimes they come into the mall and they might be visiting New Orleans. But guess what? Now that when they go to Cali or when they go to New York or when they go to Miami, guess what they're able to do? order online and still continuously support us.
Yep.
So two of the main ways we was able to distribute product and make almost the whole 100,000, in person was doing. We had 3 kiosks.
Yep.
That was covering the ground of about $60,000 a month.
60 to 80.
Right, and then we was doing $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 online every single month, and that was how we was able to scale past that 100K month to ultimately start pushing further than that.
Yep, and also just to add to that, they can use that same data to remarket where they're gonna be at pop-up shops or when they get their location.
You taking them to the next level
send
now.
that same information there. So
Hold up. I forgot any of this. I was gonna sell the Mewtwo yesterday, but he didn't pull up to work. But he hit me up right now saying that he's gonna pull up at 12:30. So
it's a lot of stuff missing though.
Hey, let's talk about the microsystems, right? Because now that we getting these in-person sales, now that we getting these online orders, what we had to do is replace ourselves.
Yep.
Because we was noticing we was coming in doing the same exact thing over and over and over and over again. And how can we truly scale this business if we not working on the things that the business truly need us for? All right, so with that being said is anybody can ship an order. Anybody can fold a t-shirt. Anybody can sew a tag once you teach them the exact way to do it. But not everybody can make a design. Not everybody can set up these cameras and set up these lights and do content, right? So we had to start skilling ourselves on those skill sets so we could expand the business beyond just me and Marlon, right? So here's on the left is our first.
my bad. I'm hitting up the homie Kev.
Aprende cómo pasar las paredes y todo eso. How to brush the walls, man. You know, beautiful. Look at this. It's a live video?
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh no, this is just watching. Yeah, I'm watching videos. It is the live video.
¿Es con action o qué?
Huh? Okay.
Three-headed team.
No, they're showing how to grow a clothing brand. So I'm learning how to work on the clothing
How para el brand?
Yeah, so I can sell.
Con todo una serie de países ahorita, después chingamos los árbitros a la verga.
Oh, te cierró, Milo.
Gente.
Give me shoe. ¿Te vas a quedar?
Gente.
Te pelaron.
Hey, no me dejaron.
¿Te dejó? He left you. Oh. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó, amigo? Say what's up to chat. Say what's
Right,
up to
and this
chat.
three-headed team
Them
on the
balls
right
in
was
this
able to
fool.
start packaging and shipping out these orders themselves. So now we can go off and go network at different events and get certain information that we could bring back to the fort in the hut and start to actually build and expand, right? Start to activate who we truly were at the time. So what I want you to understand is once you start to get these orders, don't be scared to delegate and elevate.
Yep.
Like if you're getting 20 orders a day, yeah, you're gonna need somebody in there to ship
Yep.
them 20 orders out, even if it's just 20 orders.
Yep.
And don't think about you saving money, but think about saving time. Time is truly gonna allow
My
you to
brother
have the
ship
life
orders
that you
and we
really,
get
really
hella
want to live.
orders.
If you're not growing this business and saving your time, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be locked in with the business and you'll never be able to step away. And once you gone, the business is gonna be gone. So if you want this to be a legacy, if you want this to be Ralph Lauren, if you want this to be Louis Vuitton starting in 1854 and still here in 2024, right? You're gonna have to build these microsystems, which is ultimately gonna make this macro system to allow this business to run globally. I like what Marlon always say, we wanna run this as a world-class business, not a hobby.
Yep.
Right? We going in, huh, Marlon?
No, yeah, we going in right now,
We
man. I
going
just
in.
want to make sure y'all enjoying this. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, run us up right now. Let us know what your favorite part was up until this part. And I just got something to say, with this part, because even with these micro systems that you're creating, it's a bunch of micro systems that make up the macro system that you're gonna make. So it's gonna be all these small compartments that's inside of your business. Going back to the backpack method and the pop-up shop method, like you're gonna be doing those pop-ups. So you're gonna start building routines. You're gonna start understanding, how to check out somebody faster while still getting to the next customer. And you're gonna need people to help you. So while you're bringing those people on, start to train them so that way you can have 2-3 pop-ups going. We had the kiosks going, pop-ups going, online going, because the more that you have going, your goal is to make sales every single day. If you want a successful brand, you're gonna have to make sales every day, not once a day, not once a week, all right? But you have to put yourself in the mindset of, what is the system that's gonna allow me to make sales every single day? What can I do? How can I set up my calendar? How can I partner with the local store that's in town where now maybe they distribute my product? I do wholesale, I do consignment. Like, what is it actually gonna be that you do that puts your brand in position by creating these microsystems?
Hey, bro, we look, we are going crazy in this video right now. Hey, so check this out. What we're gonna do is everybody who got to this part of the video, all right, to access the 7-figure growth pad, you have to get on the access list. And in order to get the link, all right, you need to text Pat to this number that's on the screen, all right?
I gotta read the number out for them. They might not understand that.
Let's get it.
205-892-3484.
All right, so if you need to pause this video, if you need to stop this video right now, go ahead on and do that. But we're gonna keep on moving, all right? Because this next thing that we want to talk about, and we're not done, all right? We're not done, all right? This next thing that we want to talk about is, do you want to make $100,000 in a month, or do you want to make $100,000 in a year? All right, your goals is your goals, all right? But you have to do the math if you want to see it come true.
You gotta do the math.
All right, so to make $100,000 in a month, you got to be doing a little bit over $3,300 a day. All right, it's not impossible, because what we notice is if you are in person making sales, all right, you should be doing anywhere from between $200 to $300 a day, especially if you're at a kiosk. All right, that's average. All right, good days $500 to $1,000.
Yep.
All right, and if you're at bigger malls, you probably can even do bigger days than that. But then online, all right, you should be making up for that. So that's going to be allowing Facebook ads to amplify your online business, so you can be able to get those sales in your sleep and wake up the next morning and start shipping those orders out. All right, so if you want to make $100,000 in a month, that's going to be a little bit over $3,200 a day. All right, and to make it super, super easy for you, it's only $275 a day. Let's just say $300 a day to make $100,000 in a year. So you are not far from making your first 6 figures. All right, you are not far.
Nope.
That's only $300 a day, and that's an average. All right, but if you're doing a pop-up shop every single week, you can start to get
Damn. Oh, we cooking, chat. We cooking. I'm talking to the homie Kev, bro. It's what's cooking? We got some designs cooking. We got some designs cooking, man. I'm telling you, me and the homie Kev, we've been working on this clothing brand. May not look like we're not doing anything with it, but this shit is a work in progress, and we have not given up. We're just getting started, man. Rest of the
that average to doing $300 a day.
it's-
But we never
all
actually
gonna
see
fall into
our
place,
dreams and
bro.
our goals come true because we actually never do the math financially. Right? So I want you to snapshot this. I want you to make this your screensaver because I want you to be reminded of what you need to accomplish every day. Keep it going. Everybody watch for sticking in the race. We want to reward you for sticking to helped us inside of our business. So instead of having to hire somebody, pay somebody to do something, you could use some of these apps that we're going to show you today to actually make your life a whole lot easier.
Yep.
All right, starting with Copy AI, all right? And none of these apps are paying us, all right? So if y'all watching this video and y'all want us to keep, putting this out there, go ahead and reach out to us. None of these apps are paying for us. We just want to give y'all some free gems, free access to things that help us in our business.
Yep.
All right, cool. So Copy AI, all right, this is going to allow you to craft better emails, better text campaigns, all right? So if you don't know what to say sometimes, just need a little help. You need somebody to actually help spark your brain. You can use this AI platform called Copy.ai to actually craft out your email copywriting, craft out your text message copywriting, all right? So use Copy AI if you need to craft out different email and text campaigns, all right? Make your life a whole lot easier. Chat. We like to call it chat. We be like, hey, hit up chat. Go to chat. You know what I mean? But some of y'all may know that as Chat GPT. Chat GPT can also help you out with your copywriting, help you out with your emails and your texts. Hope I'm not talking too fast for them neither. But what also Chat GPT does is it can help you create content ideas. Mm-hmm. It can help you create a business plan. It can also help you create flyers. Yep. Help you create thumbnails. Y'all probably never knew that, huh? But this thing can do just about anything. Mm-hmm. All right, ChatGPT could do just about anything. All right, so go ahead and get in ChatGPT and start becoming a ChatGPT expert. All right. Next thing, Notion. This is one that we implemented in our business this year that has truly been helping out with every single thing as far as scheduling.
That shit right
all right,
here,
so
man.
Every morning we meet up for a 15-minute meeting, and we talk about what are we dropping. And in order to see what we dropping, we have it on our Notion calendar. All right, Notion can do far more things than just scheduling, but one of the things that we truly use it for is our calendar, our map, or what this month look like, or even our content calendar, right? Like, what are we dropping? What are we posting? Yep. All right, and this is how we are able to be on the same page when it comes down to what are we doing for the month and every section of our business. Cool. Anything else from that Notion?
Nah, man. Main thing with the Notion is just gonna really allow you to start implementing some of these microsystems that we talked about inside of your business because now you have a place to house it. I'm not sure we ain't finished this, but if it's not on here, all the Google applications that they have, that's going to be something that's similar to this Notion, similar to using like Excel sheets, Word, using PowerPoint, similar to that. That's going to be what Notion is. It may just be a little simplified for you than just having the cloud.
Yup. Hey, the next one is Splice, one of my favorite. Marlon, I don't know if you use Splice a lot.
Nah, Chad, I think I asked you about that. You didn't hook me up with that one yet.
All right, so Splice is one of the things that we're able to edit our videos straight from our phone, and to even go further, if you want to put captions on your videos like everybody else, you can use the app called Captions. All right, but Splice is great because instead of having to use Premiere Pro, Final Cut with a computer, you could actually start to record with your phone, which you already getting 4K videos with your iPhone, and you could just cut up that video and start making videos straight from your phone. So Splice is one of the ways that we're able to create those quick 5-second, 6-second videos, and even minute-long videos sometimes when we need to, straight from the iPhone, all right? And the next one to even enhance those videos is going to be 11 Labs. Now, what 11 Labs is able to do is create those AI voices. So at first, everybody was just using TikTok. People have to go on TikTok, use the AI voice, download it, save it, right? And then go download from TickMate and get the watermark off. Do all of that. You don't got to do that no more.
Yep.
All right, you can go to 11 Labs, and when you make an account on 11 Labs, what happens is you could just type in what you want the AI to say. Once you type in what you want the AI to say, then it'll go ahead and spit it out, and you could just throw that file, that MP4 inside of Splice, and now that AI is going to talk over that video. I know that was a lot, huh?
Woo! Hey, make sure y'all rerun that one back right there.
Hey, make sure you rerun this whole video
You
back.
might gotta watch it
You gotta rerun this whole video back because, like, even when you read a book, you never really get everything out of it because once you read that book, you become a new person. So the next time you read it, you're gonna hear something differently the second time around. You're gonna hear something differently the third time around. So this is gonna be on YouTube for you to watch. Don't take it for granted and watch it one time. Watch it multiple times. All right, and we threw that 7-figure pad text number back on the screen just in case you missed it, or just in case you ain't paused the video, just in case you ain't paying attention.
Yep.
All right, so make sure you text Pat to the number that's on the screen. But man, we really want to take y'all behind the curtains of, what truly is inside of our programs. Like, we dive all the way in, and this is just scratching the surface right here. But we want to help you hands-on build the next 6, 7, or even 8-figure brand like World Envision. Yep. All right, and if you feeling the energy, if you feeling the information that we put inside this video, I want you to drop a comment and let us know what you thought about this.
Yep.
All right, do you want to see more of this? I think this is going to be an hour long. All right, so do you want more of this content?
Yep, and make sure you test Pat.
And make sure you subscribe and like.
And run us up.
This video. Run us up. Anything else?
Nothing else, but I'm Marlon Wise, co-owner and CEO of World Envision.
Hey, shout out to the family, man. Hey, I'm Nicholas Clark, co-owner and designer of World Envision. This one was a special one, man.
All right. That was a good one. I'm gonna have to go to the restroom, but we do have this one. How my first drop sold out without followers on 5 minutes. Starting a clothing brand 2025, 10 minutes. Then we're gonna go into content. I'm learning today. I'm improving, bro. We're improving day by day, and learning from these people are really gonna level up my game. But let me go to the restroom real quick. Go 5-minute break. Is there anything I could play while you guys? I'll be there in 20 minutes. Perfect. We're about to sell a car live on stream. Boop, boop. So I'm talking about. Oh, brother, what can I put on while you guys wait? I play poker every day until I. Ooh. 0 to shop. Hold up, I like this one. That one might help. I can't help him. Rapid break senses nearly. Oh, that was crazy. How long you gonna be gone for? Not that long. I just don't want to leave it like fucking. Ooh, New Mexican OT. I'm probably just gonna put a beat. Or Marlon speaks on money. Ooh.
You should not chase money. Do not chase money. Do not. Like, I'm telling you right now, please, do not chase money, bro. Because it will not come to you. It's the same way when you chase a relationship. It does not come to you. Matter of fact, do not. The only thing you should chase is your goal and dreams. You know what I'm saying? That it sounds really corny, but that is really what it is. You just chase God and have a goal and dream in your mind and have a plan for that goal and dream, and the money will just come with it. Like, it's like that. You see what I'm saying? But dreams don't pay. Most of the time, Chad, dreams do pay. You know what I'm saying? It really does. Because God will see you on this path of chasing whatever you want to chase. No matter, again, I've said this multiple times, whether that's an education, whether that's being a football player, basketball player, being a streamer, YouTuber, being the best in your class, whatever it is, usually success comes with money, no matter what it is. You see what I'm saying? If you struggle with money, which I know a lot of people do, bro, a lot of people do, the only thing that saved me, only thing, and I'm telling you right now, was to not think about it. But hear me out, hear me out. This is so much more easier than done. So much more easier than done. But please, if you want to get out of your situation and don't want to worry about money, you gotta have another plan. You have to have another plan. You have to. If you're used to having no money, correct me if I'm wrong, you're basically saying money as in, like, you know, you work a normal job at 9 to 5, you have bills, and when you pay those bills, there's basically no money left to do maybe fun stuff or like do whatever you need to buy. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Money, when I'm circling back to why I say this, is because that a lot of people don't need a lot of money. Like,
hold on, he's cooking, man. He's cooking.
She never wanted, bro. You ask my mom right now, she wouldn't even want. Everybody wants money, of course, bro. Somebody who says they don't, they're capping. But a lot of people don't want millions and stuff like that. They just want the freedom of having a little extra money over to feel like they're not stressing about bills. You see what I'm saying, chat? Which a lot of times, a lot of people is in a position for that. It's just like nobody in here in the chat, I'm guessing, is asking to be millionaires tomorrow. I know y'all not asking, because I wasn't even asking that, bro. I've never, ever, I promise you right now, I've never, ever, since I was a kid, thought about, oh, I want to be a millionaire. A lot of people do. A lot of people love money. I don't love money, bro. Money is the biggest tool to get freedom. 100%. The people who say not, they're capping. Money changes your life. Yes, it does. Does it change your morals or whatever you stand for? It should not. But a lot of people, it does. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But a lot of people just don't want to stress over money. It's that simple. So, y'all know I've been on both sides of the coin. First time I'm on the other side of the coin. Thank you, God. I'm very blessed. I still cannot believe it to this day, okay? I started off when I was probably 15. I've said this multiple times. I started off as a caretaker. I used to work night shifts. And I would still go to school, right? I used to deliver packages, like a UPS type of thing, but in Sweden. And then I worked at like an Amazon type of, what's it called, chat? When you work at like a warehouse. Yes, thank you, like a warehouse. I used to work at a warehouse, pack packages. I used to work with my best friend, actually. So I've worked multiple jobs, and the last job I had was I was a train instructor. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know if that's the way to put it, but I used to walk during the trains and take tickets. Yes, like literally back and forth every single day. I worked as a train instructor, right? But before that, I didn't have a job for like 3-4 months. And I would just roam around with like the money I had from my last job, because I didn't pay no rent, no nothing, because I lived at home, right? So I didn't really have anything to do, so I could just chill. You see what I'm saying? But I also knew when I got up with this, I always had a dream of becoming a YouTuber, streamer, right? So I was like, okay, I set up a plan for myself. I said, this was anything, by the way. I said, okay, how do I set up this plan so I can get myself a PC, I can get myself a computer, I can get myself a monitor. I can get myself like all this stuff. I can get myself money to do like, you know, all these things, right? So I had a plan before even going in to anything. So what I'm trying to say was, if you sit here stressing with money, which I know a lot of people, and trust me, like, brother, trust me when I tell y'all, I understand. For like, there's nothing I don't understand about that, brother. Like at all. Trust me. I say, figure out what you actually want to do. Figure out what you actually want to do. The second you figure out what you actually want to do, chase that, but have your job as the part of it where you support that dream. You see what I'm saying? So what I did was, I work as a training instructor. Actually, let me tell you what I did. For 6 months straight, and this was my plan, by the way, I worked as a training instructor, and every single dime I made, I would put away. Every single dime. So I put away everything, and then I quit my job. Don't do this if you're not. And the thing is with me, I'm delusional. So like, my dream was delusional, 100%. It was delusional. But now what? Now it's not delusion. Now it's my real life. Have your job, but also have a plan to get out of there. You see what I'm saying? But also, if you like that job, then strive in that job to maybe become the boss or the chef. Or you see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is, there's always a bigger plan. Like, there's always a bigger plan. You see what I'm trying to say? So like, there's a lot of people, trust me right now, that genuinely, I'm not even trolling, that loves working at McDonald's. They love working at McDonald's. And you can laugh about that, but people do. Because all of us, we all in this world, we don't think the same. So a lot of people have like different dreams. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. And you can laugh however you want, but that's their dream. You gotta respect their dream then. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying a lot of people have a dream to work at McDonald's. I'm not saying that. But let's say you work as a nurse. Then you know, become the top nurse. Let that be your plan and lay that plan out. And slowly but surely, you'll stop stressing about money because you already kind of see where you're going. You see what I'm saying? You see a different journey already. So then you know that you just gotta stick through it. Just stick through it for like a couple months or a year or 2 years, whatever it is. And what I want to say is this. Like, for example, my mom, right? My mom works a normal job, right? She has 4 kids. She works a normal job. She works at like a thrift store. Makes absolute minimum wage. I'm gonna tell you right now. Because she makes about $2,000 exactly. $2,000 a month. Okay? $2,000 a month. She has an apartment that she gotta fit my brother and my sister in. You know what I'm saying? But my mom pays a very high expensive rent for where she lives. So pretty much, I'll tell you right now, pretty much 70% is going to rent. That's to rent, you know what I'm saying? That goes to rent. And the other percent goes to food and clothes for my little brother and food and clothes for my sister, right? And my other brother, you know what I'm saying? For my whole family pretty much, as y'all can understand. Thank you, Lord Jesus Christ. I'm able now, I pay her rent every month. Y'all know that, right? I've been doing it for a few months now since I started, you know what I'm saying? God help me out, I think I've told y'all this. And when I tell y'all right now, it took every single stress you can imagine off my mom's shoulders. Just that right there. She has so much less stress now off her shoulders because the biggest part of her salary she can like relax with. If she wanted to go and buy a meal for my brother, she can do that instead of thinking, you know what, maybe I'll buy that meal for him once a week or twice a week. Now she can do that if she wants to whenever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm guessing what y'all trying to say, most of y'all, is probably like money is a big problem because everything goes to needs in life, like needs. How many times do you go to the gas station and you fill your car up? Some people don't even have a car. I still don't have a car, you know what I'm saying? But how many times do you go to like, I'm guessing a lot of people, you're filling the car up and you don't want to fill your car up with that money because it's like, that's nothing you want to spend money on, but you have to. You see what I'm saying? You have to spend money on food. You have to spend money on train, on bus, on whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of expenses. But when do you ever go to, I don't know, when do you ever go to GameStop and buy yourself a game? No, because you probably can't put that to it because that's not a need. It's not a need, but it's a need to survive. It's a need for food. It's a need for transportation. It's a need for, I don't know, you see what I'm saying? It's a need to pay your bills, your electricity bill, your phone bill, so you can call. You know what I'm saying? And with that though, so to stop stressing about it, circle back to God, again, it all comes down to faith. You gotta have faith, bro. Like, you have to. You have to. No faith, no dream. No faith, no dream. No faith, no work. No faith, no nothing. That's what it is. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. So that's my general advice on it, and that's my general take on it. There's so much more, obviously, you can read about and think about and talk about and all that stuff, but like, I know, trust me, trust me, I'm with y'all, bro. I know that is not easy at all. Please, just stick through it. Do not give up. Do not give up. I'm telling you, please, for the love of God, please, whatever it is, do not, like, at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. If you give up, you lose. If you give up, you lose. If you don't give up, you don't lose. It's that simple. Make your choice. Make your decision. You know, just have a plan. Now listen, a lot of people struggle to come up with a plan. That's okay. But again, that's about beliefs again. You know what I'm saying? Because you believe that you will come up with a plan. You see what I'm saying? So just please, you good. You have time. Figure it out. Faith without works is dead, okay? I've talked about this so many times, but it kind of circles back to what we just talked about. Beliefs, but you put your work ethic towards that as well at the same time, no one's stopping you. There's no one stopping you, no matter what you want to become, at all.
This is what has rotted me. We'll get to what we were talking about, but the fact that video kind of hit, man, because he's right. First of all, don't stress about money. Money will eventually come. That's what I keep saying. But these 7 deadly sins, some are more powerful against others, or some is more powerful on some people than others. But these are the 7 things that holds a lot of people back from actually accomplishing what they want to accomplish. And for me, I can guarantee that it has stopped me from getting to where I want to be. That's why I continue to do what I do, so I can improve on all of it. Starting with lust. I'll be straight up and honest. Lust is crazy, bro. And a lot of these 7 deadly sins, actually, I learned, are passed down from generations. And growing up, you know, a lot of young people, they have addictions to corn. That's how they say on YouTube, and that shit rots the brain, bro. And just recently, I've been able to control that part of it. But now that I can control that part, the actual woman part is even harder. You gotta say no to everything. You gotta be celibate. You gotta be able to control your dick, because sometimes it's like J. Cole said, your dick got a mind of its own. You gotta be able to control that shit, or else you will. Woman is the fucking downfall to so many people. It is crazy. So when I think about talking about Marlon, that it's like Lacey, bro. That fool does not know how to decipher a good woman between a bad woman, and they end up using him. It's crazy. It will control you if you don't control it. Exactly, bro. And that's literally what I came to find out with these demons. Like, you gotta stop running from them and just confront them face on. Like, face up, 1-on-1, well, 1v7 basically. You gotta control them, or they will control you. They will literally be the epitome of you. They will be your downfall. They will be the reason why you don't accomplish what you want to accomplish. And once you control one of them, you forget about the others. And then once you control others, it's like they attack you at different times. Some may attack you when you're high and up. Some may attack you when you're down bad. It's just knowing to believe in the right things and have faith like Marlon said, gluttony is another one for me. I have such a sweet tooth. I at times overconsume. Um, whether that's food, bad food, but I feel like it also has to do with overconsuming content. Greed is another one I do need to control, especially when it comes to trading. I'm gonna make the video on it because the last time that I traded, not this last time, but the day before, I could have came up with the 1500 I needed for the day, but instead I got greedy. I got greedy and I raised my take profit. And what happened? The initial one got hit, but I didn't hit take profit because I raised it. That's the greed aspect, and that's why I'm happy I'm trading. I'm happy I'm experiencing these emotions so I can learn from it and control them. Sloth is even worse, bro. Even worse. This, especially in this generation, this day and age, fucking brain rot or just over consuming content is just, I don't know, man. It makes you parasocial. It makes you compare yourself to other people. Comparison is the thief of joy. It consumes your life basically. An hour can pass by and it'll feel like a couple of minutes. But realistically, well, one of the ways you're able to confront sloth is by meditating, and that's what I've been trying to do. Or like even working out and doing stuff like that, because then you will then have the motivation to do other stuff after getting that small win of meditating or small win of working out. But that starts all in the morning. You gotta win the morning. You gotta be able to stay on top of your task, because you click on a video once, it'll just fucking fly by and your time will just be gone. Wrath. I actually don't think I struggle with this one as much personally. I don't really get too angry. I don't get, I don't let things get to me really. Even if it's, let's see, wrath. Wrath is a strong anger and hate towards another person. The Bible speaks about wrath in Romans 12:15. Beloved, never avenge yourself, but leave it to the wrath of God. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. Let God do his thing. Don't have no, bad emotions against anybody. I have personally tried to not have any anger or hate towards anybody. Hate is a crazy word, and even after a whole lot of shit has been done to me by some people, I try not to let that anger and hate get to me. I more so try to just focus on myself, focus on improving myself, and for my own reasons, not for anybody else. But let's actually read these. Lust is a strong passion or longing, especially for sexual desires. The Bible speaks all about lust in 2 Timothy 2:2. Flee also youthful lust, but pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace. Chastity or self-control cures lust by controlling passion and leveraging that energy for good of others. That is what I need to do. Gluttony is excessive and ongoing eating of food or drink. In 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, therefore, whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. Do it all for the glory of God. Temperance cures gluttony by implanting the desire to be healthy, therefore making one fit to serve others. Yep. Greed is an excessive pursuit of material goods. The Bible says the following in Hebrews 13:5. Let your conduct be without... The guy's about to be... Why the fuck does it zoom in, man? hate this shit. Why? When does it? First of all, when does it do it? My God, dude. Brother. First of all, whatever. Second of all, do this. You, bro. Whatever. What fucking ever. We'll keep it right like that for now. Greed is an excessive pursuit of materialistics. Let your conduct be without covetousness. Be content with such things as you have, for he himself has said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Other biblical texts, blah, blah, blah. Charity cures greed by putting the desire to help others above storing up treasure for oneself. I need to do that more. I need to give back to others. I'm gonna do the Togi method. But that was sick, bro. Togi, I seen him do so much good. Sloth is an excessive laziness or the failure to act and utilize one's talent. Solomon spoke of sloth in Proverbs 6:6 by saying, Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. So be like an ant. It's also a balancing act. Sins versus virtues. Yeah, basically. It's just balancing your way through life. It's crazy. Because I feel like there's no way you can live life like without sinning. Like you can literally unconsciously sin. But if you truly, put more effort into doing good, then good will happen. There will be times where you'll fall back into temptations, but it's all about falling back into place. I think falling back, aligning yourself once again. We just read this one. Patience cures wrath by one first understanding the needs and desires of others before acting or speaking. Envy. I really don't think I have envy. I'm not envious of others. If I see someone else succeed, then they've gotten there for some reason. Some people may not deserve the success or whatever they get, but then that's also how I think about, there's two sides to the coin, and once Judgment Day comes, the people that didn't do it the right way, they'll get their punishment or consequence. But it's about doing it the right way. It's about you also living your life. Comparison is the thief of joy. Remember that. Envy is an intense desire to have an item that someone else possesses. The Bible says the following in Proverbs 14:30. A sound heart is life to the body, but envy is rottenness to the bones. Wow. A sound heart is life to the body, but envy is rottenness to the bones. I need to start reading the Bible more. I really do. Kindness cures envy by placing the desire to help others above the need to supersede them. 100%, bro. That's where the saying comes in. They like seeing you do good, but they don't like you doing better than them. Pride. Pride is an excessive view of oneself without regard of others. The Bible says the following in Jeremiah 9:23-24. Let not the mighty man boast of his might, but let him who boast of this, that he understands and knows me. Humility cures pride by removing one's ego and boastfulness, therefore allowing the attitude of service. What I think it's saying here is, like it said right there, do it all for the glory of God. Everything I have been able to accomplish, every opportunity that has came to me, every downfall and every upside of my life has been thanks to God. and it is on me to understand and learn the lessons. I think they're here for the card, but last thing I gotta say about this is I feel like pride can hit me at times, but it's not as strong as some may think. I'm just confident in myself and what I want to do, but like I said many times, I only have what I have because of others, whether that's God or my family or friends around me. It's truly a teamwork. It's not, I wouldn't have been able to do this all on my own, and where I want to go and what I want to accomplish, there's no way I would ever be able to do that alone. With that being said, few minutes away. He's about to be here. Let's queue up the next video, and we'll wait for him to come.
This weird little cat was the first t-shirt I've ever made, and somehow it's sold out. 50 shirts in 1 week. But what's even crazier is that I didn't have a big following,
Dude,
I didn't run ads, and I had zero exposure.
Bro. Boom. Why does it only does it when he wants to? How did it even happen, bro? I feel like it just reads some bullshit. Oh my god. It's just triggering the fuck out of me. Damn, I've been live streaming for almost 2 hours. Let's go. Bro. Shit's fucking. Isn't there a manual software you can use to zoom out? Bro, I mean, no, not like an app or anything, but it literally just says this shit. Do I have to be out of the frame or what? Fucking A! Fucking A, man. What the fuck, man? I'm gonna be stuck doing this shit for a fucking couple hours. I'm just kidding. I just don't like it being that close, man. It sure is good quality, though. Gotta read the manual again. Oh my god, what is this called? Oh, set. You zoom out further. Zoom out. And the two-handed gesture. The minus control on the tiny smart remote, or zoom slider. Wait, there is a software. Hold up, you might be cooking. He's here though. I'll be back. It's not following me. Oh shit, dude, there is a fucking. Hold up. I'll be back, but it looks like there is. Quick 30. It's going into my next fucking funded account. Alright, so right now we got 20, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 56. Hey, shout out to you. I think there is a fucking website. You might have just saved my whole fucking life.
Ready to go?
What time are we leaving?
We're gonna leave around 2:45.
2:45? Oh, you just cooked, man. What's the most it zooms in? Yeah, that shit zooms in a lot. The fuck? Alright, so hold up. I wanna see how it looks. Let's say you're right here. You lost me? Damn. Oh damn. Oh, cooking. That was, no, dude, this is different, man. Bro, I can't even control it from here. What the fuck? Oh. Dude. Nah, you cooked. You cooked, man. That's a real one.
Experience, but something about it worked. And in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how I got those first 50 real customers and what I learned from launching a product with basically nothing. Starting from the beginning, I was born in, wait no, too early. It's 2021, the COVID times were popping, and I was posting some of my designs on Instagram with like 180 followers while I was working a full-time design job. One day I drew up this funny looking cat, butthole out and everything, and I felt that this one had potential to be a t-shirt, but I had no idea how to even sell a t-shirt, let alone make one. Thankfully, everything you need to know is on Google or YouTube, so I jumped right in. I tried a bunch of different t-shirt layouts and came up with this composition: classic left chest front and full art back combo. I researched how to get a t-shirt produced and decided on hiring a company to screen print it for me. I had some money saved for the sole purpose of starting a creative business, so I placed an order for 50 shirts for about $700. They told me it would take about 3 weeks for the shirts to ship to me, so while waiting, it was time to ask the big question. How the heck am I gonna sell all these t-shirts? I could sign up for pop-up markets where I can reliably get a lot of foot traffic, or I could sell them online. And being the big introvert that I am, this was looking like the best option. And in order to do that, I need a website. Which brings me to today's video sponsor, .store domains. If you're starting a website for selling anything online, you can purchase a domain that has .store at the end of it. So when customers see your website link, they instinctively know that it's an online store. And because of that, websites on a .store domain actually get 87% more traffic and rank 2 times better on Google. And there's more. If you have a .store domain, you get access to Elevate.store, which is basically discount heaven for online sellers. 97% off Shopify, free LLC on LegalZoom, 30% off QuickBooks, 30% off TikTok ads, and more. And for a limited time, you can get your .store domain for just 99 cents by using code Johan. That's me, via the link in the description. Check out all these people that already use .store. Michelle Obama uses .store. And you're next. After getting a domain, I built a web.
That is crazy, man. I just searched up the card that I was selling. I doubt that store actually does well. I know, I tried to get a domain on that. That shit was hard to use, actually. Bro, I just searched up the card that I just sold. When I checked the price of it, it was $31, so I listed it for $30. Fast forward to today, man. She's worth $40. I just sold it for $30. I could have sold it for $40. Now I didn't get ripped off because I made profit on it. I got more than I paid for it, but that shit went up in price. Dude, it's gonna keep going up in price too, man. That's crazy. Dude, 3 months ago that card was $14. Wow. That is crazy. And they say that you can't make money off of selling cards, huh? That's why I hate fucking... It's hard to predict with these cards. Not really. I knew that card would sell. It's a good looking card and a character that a lot of people really like. It's not really... Yeah, I don't think it's hard to predict these cards unless it's newer cards. I know, imagine buying it all at $14. Yeah, that's true. Supply and demand. That's really what Pokemon is like. And it's like, especially with this reselling stuff now, people are always trying to make profit, so that just means it's just gonna keep going up. And the older, the more new sets come out, the older ones are just eventually gonna go up in price even more.
Site on a Shopify template and got it ready for when the t-shirts arrive. By the way, check out your local laws and stuff so you don't accidentally start a criminal empire. I got my permits as a sole proprietor in the US and moved on. Finally, all the shirts arrived. I took product photos with my phone, listed the shirts for sale on my website, announced the launch on Instagram, and sat back as the orders came flooding in. All 5 of them, from friends and family. This was an important lesson that I learned very quickly. If no one sees it, no one will buy
Still
it.
got these though.
With just 180 followers, making one Instagram post is
It was
enough.
65,
I had to
but
get
it's
more eyes
relatively
on it.
new, so...
At the time, I
hope
was
it's
browsing an
quick.
online subreddit called Streetwear Startup. This subreddit is where new brands post about their clothing drops, and honestly, I was a bit nervous to post my t-shirt there because I find the comments to be very blunt and honest. So if they think it's trash, they'll say it's trash. But hey, nothing happens if nothing happens. So I just posted it without any expectations and left it alone. 30 orders? How'd that happen? I checked the Reddit post and it was getting hundreds of upvotes. It's not a lot compared to Reddit posts in general, but it's great for within this subreddit. I was getting a lot of support in the comments, so much so that this many people were buying them in just one day. And on Facebook, there's a group called Asian Creative Network, for Asian creative entrepreneurs to post what they're working on, get help, and find like-minded people. I made this post introducing myself and the t-shirt, and surprisingly, it did well there too. After posting in those 2 groups, all the cat t-shirts were sold out within a week. And this felt especially crazy because these are all mostly strangers buying my stuff. And now for your favorite part. How much money did I make? I paid around $700 for 50 shirts, which comes out to $14 per shirt. Selling all 50 made $1,500 in sales because I sold them for $30 each, which comes out to $800 in profit. But there were other upfront costs like the new label printer I got, shipping supplies, website domain, Shopify membership, and a bunch of other blank t-shirts that I tested out, and probably more costs. So, all that work for not much profit. Was it even worth it? Yes, selling my work and running my own brand full-time is something I've always wanted to do, and I consider this outcome for a first product a huge success. I even consider breaking even really good for your first few drops, because that means you actually found people who like your stuff enough to buy it, and you can grow from there. And another note about marketing. Nowadays, there are other more effective ways to get a lot of eyes on your products, more than just posting in niche online groups. I might be biased, but making short-form videos on Reels, TikTok, and Shorts have been really effective for finding my target audience. Long-form videos here on YouTube, like what I'm doing now, has also been an amazing way to get eyes on my stuff, because some of you will check out my website and see that the same shirt has been restocked in an updated design and upgraded t-shirt quality, and potentially even buy it, all according to plan. In my opinion, the social media algorithms have been getting better for smaller creators. So just post your work, try a whole bunch of things, and you'll see what sticks.
I've been running my own private label lifestyle brand called K-Bud for the past 9 years, and I've done over $1 million in sales online with that brand. And I just launched the world's first infrared hoodie for neck, back, and shoulder pain relief. And since this is so fresh in my brain, launching my second brand and all the things that happened, all the things to be aware of, and the most important things to make it a successful launch for you, I figured I'd come on here and give you the 5 most important tips when it comes to launching your brand if you're thinking about launching a brand soon. The first tip when it comes to launching your brand, this is so important. Listen to this carefully. The day that you launch your brand is highly likely not going to be the day that your clothing brand blows up. This is a huge myth that brand owners have when they're coming into launching their brand. They think that when they launch, it's all just going to take off, everything's just going to shoot into the future, and they'll never have to market their brand again. The day that you launch your brand is the day that you start finally getting real market feedback. And you can't make your brand grow or make it any better until you start getting that feedback from the market. Think about it. If you were going to make a meal for somebody, like you were going to cook a meal, you don't want to just make some random meal not knowing what they like. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to ask them, well, what do you like? Do you like Italian? Do you like Mexican? What type of food do you like? Do you like spice? Do you not like spice? And through getting that feedback from them, you're able to craft the perfect meal for them and cook them a meal that they're actually going to enjoy. And it's the same thing with your brand. When you start cooking up your idea without any market feedback, you don't have really any true sense of what your market really wants. The second you start getting that feedback is when you can start tweaking and improving your brand. So we want to view our launch as the starting point to making changes, to making tweaks, and to making improvements to our brand. With my brand, I just launched a week ago. The amount of changes and tweaks and improvements that we've made literally just in the past week has been ridiculous. We've already changed a million different things on the site. We've already changed the target audience and what we want to turn this brand into and the vision that we have for it based on the feedback that we're getting. You need to be in synchronization with your market and what they want. And that's how you develop the right product market fit. So when we remove our ego and we ask our customers what they really want and we see what they're truly responding to, that's how you craft a brand that people want. And when you first launch your brand, it's highly likely that your product market fit's not going to be right. And this is what leads perfectly into the second launch tip. The second tip for launching your brand is it's very easy to get emotional and moody and down if when you launch your brand, you don't get the results that you're looking for. I'm telling you, if you haven't done this before, get ready, because it can be really, really hard on you mentally. You launch your brand, you think it's gonna go one way, and then all of a sudden, the orders haven't started to roll in yet. It's really easy to get in your head and start freaking out and think, God, did I create like the world's worst idea here? Nobody seems to be showing any interest. The accounts aren't growing. I can't get anybody to watch my posts. I've got like 50 followers on social media, and it can really weigh on you. And so it takes a lot of emotional discipline at the beginning and foresight and understanding. The day that you plant the seed for your clothing brand, which is your launch day, isn't the same day that you harvest the fruit. It takes time. It takes watering the plant, actually building it into something that's going to harvest the fruit. So please understand that low or no results at the beginning does not have any indication on your future results. It's totally possible and normal for you to launch your brand, not get a lot of results, and then 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, be absolutely smashing it with the exact same brand. At the very beginning, it's always going to be the hardest to make sales. You don't have social proof, you don't have credibility, you don't have customers yet, and you need to build towards all of those things. In a second here, I'm going to share with you 3 more tips for launching your brand. But first, I want to let you know that Apparel Success is sponsored by my bods over at design.com. If you need a logo for your brand, but you're not a designer yourself, yet you have the vision and the idea for your brand, I recommend you try them out. For example, I'll make a logo called Iron and Ink for a brand that's going after people who like motorcycles. Use their AI logo generator, hit generate. It'll give you thousands of logo ideas that you can completely edit and revise as long as you want for free until it's perfect. This is a sick way to make a legit logo for your brand. If you're interested, head over to design.com/apparel success and you can get up to 88% off at checkout. All right, the third tip for launching your brand is to launch with minimal investment and product inventory. The idea here is to keep flexibility in your mind. Like I said at the beginning of this video, when you first start up your brand, this is where you start getting market feedback. And a lot of times throughout that process of getting feedback and learning how you can improve and change your brand, you realize that the designs that you launched with or whatever your product was when you first started isn't exactly the best it could be, and you could make improvements to it. And if you invest in 500, 1,000 units for your brand to get started, and you realize after trying to sell 10 of them that you need to scratch it all and start over again, you're gonna be sort of stuck. And keeping flexibility in mind is going to save you like crazy. This is one of the easiest mistakes to make as a new brand starting up.
Bro,
get overexcited on your
I'm gonna
idea.
buy this
The
fucking
ego kicks in and
collection
thinks,
for 125.
of course it's gonna work out. It's just gonna work out. I believe in the idea without being practical about it, and you end up investing way too much in inventory and pigeonholing yourself. Even for my new brand therapy wear that I'm wearing right now, we did 150 units to get started. I mean, they come with a battery and it's this whole technical thing that was really difficult to set up. But even 150 units is a lot to start a brand with. You don't need to start with that many. And most cases you can start with just 50 or 25 units, sell through those, make some money back, reinvest in 100 units, sell through those, and then reinvest. And throughout that process, you're improving the product, and making it better and better for your audience. The fourth tip to launch your brand well and do this right is to give yourself a runway of content for marketing. Before you launch your brand, shoot a good month's worth of content, if not more, for social media, so that when you launch your brand, you're not frantically running around trying to create content for TikTok and Instagram or for your Facebook ads. Ideally, you've put in some work and you've planned for this so that when you launch your brand, you've already got a nice 30-day runway of content ready to go so that you don't need to freak out about it. You can focus on other things and you can also work on content that's going to be coming out after that. I know that this is easier said than done, and don't put too much pressure on yourself, but any amount of runway that you give yourself with content, even if it's like a week's worth of posts, is going to be so nice on your brain, I'm telling you. Like after you launch your brand, to know, oh, okay, yeah, I've got those 7 posts I'm gonna post. You can get excited about them. You don't need to think about it or worry about it. And when you launch, your brain is gonna be free to engage with customers, to focus on things that are happening and coming up, and look at the market feedback and everything else that you need to be doing. The fifth tip for launching your brand well is to not put so much pressure on the launch. The launch at the end of the day doesn't really matter. It's just the starting point. If things don't go well, if things do go well, whatever it is, you want to have a long-term vision and trust the process. An experienced entrepreneur knows that the day that you launch your brand is the day that all of the real work begins. And you need to view this on a time horizon of a year, 2, 3, 4 years to grow something. Things don't happen overnight. You don't develop skills in one day. Most of the time it takes multiple months and 6 months and a year of experiences, and all of this is going to come. So I hope that this allows you to just breathe, relax, recognize that you're gonna be thinking about this differently than 98% of entrepreneurs that start up. As long as your intention with your brand is to create the best products you can for your audience and to deliver and to give them what they want, then you'll eventually make that happen. You'll eventually tweak
Reels or short form videos don't perform or bad hooks. And I kid you not, fixing and understanding your hook game will get you views, lots of them. So recently, thousands of creators applied to get their hooks analyzed by me, and most of them make these simple mistakes that crush retention, make people swipe away before they even know what's up, and as a result of that, make the algorithm hate you. So today, I'll pick 3 creators and fix their hooks with some tricks and strategies that have helped my clients gain millions of views, and that you can actually instantly implement yourself as well. Right, so the first issue is probably one of the biggest problems I see with hooks. And it's this. Think of people swiping through their Reels feed as being on autopilot. And a lot of creator gurus talk about this, but they never really explain the reason why and how to deal with this. So when people swipe, they basically have this automated muscle memory at this point. They keep swiping until something hits their brain receptors, where the brain goes, that is interesting. And ideally, I've actually done lots of research on that. A lot of people recently actually swipe, and then it takes the brain a little longer to kind of process it, and then they swipe back again. And this seems to be like a big major trigger indicator for the algorithm at this point. And because of all of that, this process happens so fast that you need to carefully construct your hooks to basically hit those triggers as fast and as best as possible to get people from your target audience to basically do that. Stop and think and be like, So essentially what you want to do at all times is you want to open loops and don't close them as long as possible, basically keeping them tangling at all times. And when you do close the loop, you want to open another one. This is essentially what we can see clearly here with our first creator, Max. Max, let's just call her Max. So let's just take a look at this video right here. Things that don't do being lean over 40. So based on the cover, sounds interesting, but let's take a look first.
I definitely don't cut out carbs. And I definitely don't drink any.
Okay, so at this point, we're already past the hook. And here's the thing, people at this point don't care. People don't even know what the context of the video is. And this is how you need to think when especially crafting your hooks. People sit, they swipe on autopilot, and then they see this frame starting with this. And somebody in the kitchen saying, I definitely don't cut out carbs. And I'm like, okay. Cool, but like why? And why should you cut out carbs? I don't get the context, right? It's like going to a hardware store and somebody comes up to you and it's like, I never pull out. And you're like, huh? What? But he's like, yeah, I mean, the screws obviously halfway through a project. I always finish what I start. You already notice here, there's actually a very fine line from being borderline criminal and getting people's scroll stopping attention, right? And the fix to that whole thing is simply adding context. As easy as that. So the first thing I would do here is slap that context right at the top of the screen. Let's just do this together. So let's slap on the safe zone. The first thing you can actually see already from the first sort of frame here, not really the actual first frame, but the hook, is that this thing right here is actually overlapping with the comment box. You can instantly see it's just way too big and honestly it doesn't look good. So the first thing I want to do here is literally remove the caption just to show you how much cleaner that is. So we're just gonna hit the generative fill. So boom, looks pretty good actually. Looks a lot cleaner. Captions usually can be a lot smaller, but let's not even get into that. The second thing is, like I said, adding context to this whole thing. And by adding context, I wouldn't just say like the cover image of this video says things I don't do being lean over 40. I mean, it's not bad, but I try to create even more of a curiosity gap with this whole thing to basically force people to watch even further, because suddenly they have this whole open loop in their head and they're like, oh, okay, now I need to watch further. To kind of create that and be able to craft that, you need to understand your target audience in an actual way, right? And in that case, the content of the reel itself, if we watch the whole video, is a gold mine. Because basically she says, I'm lean, over 40, but I definitely do eat carbs. And that in and itself challenges a common belief, one of the strongest forms of creating hooks, right? So remember that. In this case, just to make it a little shorter and a little snappier, I'd say lean at 45 and I eat carbs every day or something like this. So let's just, I'll just do it here right in front of you so you can see, because, the second part of this whole thing is actually making this look better. But let's get into that. And I eat carbs every day. Okay, so obviously we're not going to make this look carbs every day. And if we have here at the safe zone, we can already see it needs to be smaller, way smaller than you might think. Also, you might play around with this. I mean, it doesn't look bad. Then you can make it a little bigger. Carbs every day. Let's make this a little there. And You know, one thing you can instantly see right there is that the way this whole shot is framed, and it's actually a big part of why people actually stop scrolling, is that it basically overlaps with this part right here. And there's just no way, there's basically clutter. This one is clearly a kitchen. This is a person. This one is safe zone, safe space to put your text, but this is virtually unusable. So, you know, there's almost no way of making this look good. One thing you could do at all times is just slapping some background thing right there. As we can see, it looks a little too big, so make it a little smaller. I eat carbs every day, right? Already not that bad, to be honest, if you ask me. Few things you could play around with, just a few extra lessons right here for you guys, is that now you can play with font weight. For example, in I eat, you put this a little smaller, like medium, and carbs every day, also like medium, and suddenly it's just way easier for the eye, basically, you know, as you can see right here. So you kind of read this. I actually like it quite a lot, right? But just to kind of make you understand that, yeah, the hook is cool. The spoken hook is cool. It opens up some sort of curiosity gap with what she says and what she has here. You know, this challenges a common belief, but all of this is still pretty off. So let's actually try to fix that. And what I'm gonna do is I'll pull this picture into ChatGPT and actually try to create a nice looking frame to just prove the point for you right here. Create a real screenshot where you put her into the frame, nice lighting, natural, in a kitchen with a big bowl of unhealthy carbs in the bottom half of the screen. I wrote this because I want to create even more sort of a contrast. Aspect ratio, it looks very close. Man, this is just insane. So let's just take this one. Just to prove a point, let me just put this right here. It kind of overlaps, so I'm gonna flip the colors. A very easy way, black and white, white on black, it's all the same. You know, if we overlay this, still pretty good. And you can just see basically the difference, right? Of a shot like this and a shot like this. Especially if you have some nasty carbs right there, maybe make them even crazier, more unhealthy, and suddenly people are gonna have a reason to stick around and be like, huh, really? What's she doing? How does she do it? I love noodles. Right, next one, Stefan from Slovakia. His problem is actually getting reach, and I can actually instantly see why. So let's go step by step right here. So first of all, the first impression that I have is amazing, great pictures, especially these ones. And you can understand what's going on. Carousels are always better than actual pictures. But here's the thing, even with carousels, you need a hook in some form. In this case, it's really, there's no hook. There's just a picture, you know, and just a different version of the same picture. Now, to kind of come back to the elements of every hook needs to contain is, first of all, like a setup of something that makes people in your target audience actually care, and ideally plants some sort of picture in their heads, and that gives them a reason to stick around because they want that, you know, question to be answered at some point, because that's exactly what they're interested in and something that they ideally identify with. So with that being said, the profile that you have also has to sort of pass this. It's exactly what I'm looking for. It's what's interesting for me, sort of test. And that one is totally off here because this is the first part of the profile. By the way, you're from Slovakia and this is Bratislava. I hang out there quite a lot, actually. Most people who find you through Reels actually come to this feed. And if you take a look here, that is totally off, right? There's a big mismatch between the photo feed and actually the Reels feed. And here there's basically great pics, but no hooks at all. And here's actually bad Reels, if you ask me. If we just take a look at this one right here. Honestly, pretty bad Reels, even though it's kind of funny. Very, very bad Reels, to be honest, and bad hooks, right? And that instantly takes away all the credibility that you have. So let's just take a look at this one. Who can relate? Okay, let's mute this here. But basically, talk about the hook. Who can relate? And then this first frame right here looks pretty bland, right? What is the need? Ask yourself, what is the need you fulfill for your target audience with this? What is the question that you want to plant in people's head? Who can relate is not a strong question because I'm like, I don't know what this even is about, so I'm gone, right? So to me, this kind of looks like it's trying to farm views, like, you know, especially with this twist at the end there. But, you know, it's not really serving a purpose, not really talking to your actual target audience, which is, I guess, people who are into your photography, right? And the thing is, especially about photography accounts on Instagram, seeing as this was the first big platform for photographers, things have changed quite a bit, right? It's not just about photos anymore, unfortunately, right? And I can kind of understand the frustration here. Lots of photographers have. But, you know, these days are over because there's just a million photographers, and, you know, taking pictures is a skill set, but there's just a lot of people out there, right? So what you actually need to focus on with all these things is thinking about the story within the photo, the emotional connection within a photo, right? Making people relate with either the photo or the photographer, ideally, right? Again, why? Because there's a gazillion photographers out there, and you're not special. That is, until they get to understand your personality or your why, or, you know, the emotions behind it, like I said. So, you know, again, just this one, take a look at this picture. Like, just a bunch of pictures. Unfortunately, I don't understand what's going on right here. Not even a voiceover. So this one looks cool. Let's take a look. I need to mute this. But yeah, pictures, cool pictures, but that's, you know, that's just about it. Now, let me show you an example from a former client of mine who was going through the career mentorship, basically from zero, and he's doing all of these things, obviously, that I talked about right now, pretty well. This is Consti. He's in somewhat of a different photography niche, but also a very, very saturated one, the wildlife photography one. Let's just take a look at some of his examples. Obviously, for example, my photos 10 years ago versus now, right? And it's also basically just showing pictures, but suddenly we have a connection. First of all, we see him in some crazy gear with a crazy camera and some crazy setting. So a story instantly unfolds. And what is the question in my head? First of all, what is he doing? Is he a very professional photographer? And what's gonna happen? Because now I'm invested. 10 years ago, he's been doing this for a while. He's actually looks pretty young still. So, you know, then continues to go, but we'll just talk about the hooks right here. Not bad photos, but some are kind of bad. And then again, my photos now. Ta-da, better or not. And that doesn't matter in this case. Actually, the quality of the photos doesn't matter that much in this case, because people are gonna fight anyway in the comments, and that's what makes people go viral. But it's basically people getting brought on the journey, right? It's suddenly you're like with him. He shows some emotion as well, smiling somewhere here, you know, for example. And it's such a different frame, if you ask me, right? So people are gonna be like, how can I create photos like you, man? Like, why did you? How can you travel? Where did you learn all of this and stuff like this? And then, you know, people ask you this. Obviously, it's the whole monetization avenue, because you can teach people that, and suddenly your life is just changing directions in ways you've never basically thought about before. So whereas if we go back to Stefan's videos, zero emotional connection, even with the cool, like these ones are amazing. I love these, but even there, right? The connection is just not there, because, you know, we don't even get to the point of looking at the videos more closely because we just don't care, because there's so many photos out there, right? So to recap here, think about what major pain points your audience actually cares about, and then make that first frame and hook so compelling that people just need to keep watching, right? Try to figure out whether your hook makes viewers have a question or not. So go back to your hooks and think about, what is the question you want people to pop in their head when watching this? And in this case, this is not even about photography. I don't even know what's going on versus, right, something clearly, even one that's not performing. I mean, that's the same kind of example right here, but something totally different. Now I'm anticipating, what's the shot? You know, why did it get 100K? Look, beautiful. Delivers on the promise right away. Actually elevates it. Beautiful. Awesome. All right, last one is Ella, a morning coffee creator, and she says she struggles with views and a stagnant following. So let's take a look at one video from her. We're gonna put some different music in there because YouTube's gonna flag it. But remember this video, by the way, we've kind of pulled her through the hook generator already at some point in one of our recent videos. Probably you don't remember because nobody seems to watch this damn thing. But essentially I have a free hook generator where you can screenshot this whole thing, pull it in, And here's what the hook generator actually said. It gave this whole thing a hook score of 3 out of 10. Said that I would say this hook sucks. And I actually agree because there's zero curiosity and no emotional trigger in there. Remember, very similar to the things we talked about before. And if we look here, first of all, everything looks kind of cluttered. So we don't even know, like it's even so cluttered here that there's no real focus on this latte and it doesn't kind of stand out. And this just clutters it too much. Plus the text overlays with all the other things, as well as, honestly, this even makes me more confused here, just because it's all like a mash of a lot of things coming together. Based off of all the principles that we talked about before, planning a picture, planning a question actually, making the first frame decluttered, and actually opening some sort of curiosity loop, curiosity gap. Here's what I would do right here. And for this case, let's go back to our old friend ChatGPT, because I don't want to go downstairs and create a coffee. I can't do that, obviously. Otherwise, I would have a coffee account. Well, let's just pull this in there, and I say, create me an aesthetic Instagram reel first frame shot of a vanilla blueberry iced latte in a glass. Looks pretty good, actually. Honestly, it looks pretty good. Man, it looks so real. But let's just pull this in to Photoshop and let's just compare the two. Honestly, you might be like, this is way harder to create. I need like cameras and stuff like this. You actually don't. With your phone, if you're out having what that is, that selfie, it's like me, playing around with the little in the red one. Keep watching. Just doing, now let's do some outer glow because I'm a nerd. There you go.
Really use method that I use to grow my audience by 5 million people in under 24 months. And the crazy thing is 24 months ago, I had less than 10,000 followers and I knew nothing about YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, any of these other platforms. And the reason that I was able to catapult to, a top 1% creator in that 24-month period is using this method that for some reason no one really talks about. Whenever I enter a new space, whether it's trying to learn a new skill, a new platform, a new anything, I realize there's a massive amount of skill deficiency that I have to overcome as fast as humanly possible. And so I can either deploy time or I can deploy money to save myself time. So within the world of organic content, I was like, who can I pay to shortcut my path to getting to where they are? So on one hand, I could go to like celebrities, and I did go to some of them, and they would give me their strategies, but it was like very personalized and tailored to them, and I didn't think it would apply to like how I run acquisition.com in my daily life. On the other hand, there was like the coaches, gurus, etc. that I could go to, and I didn't want to do that because they might be using something that worked like 5 years ago, which honestly, I see all the time. They're like, guys, you've got to do hashtags on YouTube videos. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like that's not true. And the third option, which I ultimately went with, are advertising agencies. And what an agency is just a business that sells services of advertising on your behalf. I can pay someone to run ads for me. I can pay someone to cut, edit, and distribute content on my behalf. So what I want to do is help you decide whether or not you should use an agency and avoid what I call the agency trap. There's different tiers of agencies. There's the guys who just make stuff, and then there's the people who are real pros. Contextually here, for one brand on one platform, a small one might cost $3-ish, maybe $5,000 a month. The more advanced ones are usually in the $15,000 to $30,000 a month. So it's significantly more money. So here's how I use agencies now and how you can too. Phase one is I get what I would consider a basic agency. So long form getting into YouTube, the first step I did was I hired a $3,000 to $5,000 a month agency, and they just got me to commit to doing 3 videos a week. They just trimmed it, which means you take out the oohs and ahs, put an intro and a thumbnail. The main objective of that first phase was just to get the basics down, forcing me to create content on a regular cadence. Once I have more context, because I've spent 3-6 months working with them, seeing what the audience likes, then I'm like, okay, now I want to learn everything. So I go from beginner of learning the basics and doing the fundamentals to how do the top creators create on this platform? No business owner should change their business for one client. And so it makes sense for both me and the small agency, or for you and a small agency, to part ways at some point when your demands for what you want exceed their capacity. So then I work with the much better, more advanced agency who works with the top creators.
Hey, it's all a learning curve. It's all a learning curve like everything else. I'm happy that you're trying it too, bro. I'm happy you're trying out some new shit. We gotta make it out some way. We gotta make it out the mud. Hey, I do recommend you trying to do funded accounts though, other than live accounts, cause yeah, live accounts, that's your money right there. With like let's say the 2 bands that you put in, you could like $50, at least for me, the $50, the evaluations cost $50. I've blown a couple, which has added up to a couple hundred, but still nowhere near what, near like, trying a live account and blowing it all, At least you're able to trial and error, try it out. Need to figure out how to do funded. I only know how to make money live and demo. Search up Top Step. That's the one that I be using. Their evaluations cost $50, and once you pass the evaluation, it costs $150 to activate it. But after that, let's say you make you gotta have 5 days of $150 profit, and after that you're able to take out a payout. So I was at $1,800. If I would have had 2 more days in profit of $150, I would have been able to take out half of my balance, which was about $1,000, and you're able to build up. You're even able to have like up to 5 funded accounts at the same time. And let's say you link them and copy trade together. Let's say you make $200 on one account, you basically make $200 on 5 different accounts once you have it like that. So what I've learned is what you really want to do is have one account. Once you take your first payout from that, take the payout, try to get some more funded accounts, so then you can have up to 5. And once you have 5, you're really like risking less to make more, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's all a learning curve. It's all experience. Like shit, I failed a couple of times, as you can see through the videos. Everybody thinks I'm making the wrong decision, but over time, I know if as long as I don't quit, I'm gonna be able to learn the skill, Each account is $50K. You get funded $50,000, and you have a drawdown of $2,000. So once that $50K goes down to $48,000, you basically lose the account. But let's say you turn that for the evaluation, you get $50K, and the goal is to reach $3,000 in profit. But you have to do it within the span of at least 2 days. So you gotta have 1,500, or you could do it in more. But your best day cannot exceed 50% of the target, of the profit target, and you have to do that before your account reaches under $2,000. But like, let's say you get $1,000 one day, the drawdown kind of raises up with it until the drawdown reaches 50,000, and then you're able to scale that shit up. It is a little like confusing or complicated, but once you understand the rules, it's pretty simple. It's just not bad. 250 with 5 accounts. Yeah, once you have 5 accounts, it's basically that. And you're also able to get even bigger accounts. There's 150,000 account, 200,000 account, 250. They do cost a little bit more, but the activation fee is the same for all of them. So let's say you pass the 250,000 account, and then you activate it, then you got 250,000 to play with. How do you get those? It's the same way as the 50,000. You just pay a little bit more to try out for it. There are some where you don't have to go to the evaluation. You could literally go straight to funded, but those do cost a little bit more. And like I said, once you get an account, you just gotta make sure you don't blow it. For me, that was my first funded account, and I was shocked that I was able to get it within 2 days. I don't know how I haven't been able to get it since then. I feel like I haven't really done anything different. But according to my comments, I guess I was just guessing. But when I did lose money on that account at first, I had 3 winning days back to back to back, and they were pretty big winning days. But once I had my first losing day, it's like you start revenge trading. You start trading just so you could get back to where you were. And then that's basically the downfall, the downfall of it. You just got to be able to control your emotions. You got to be able to know when to hop off, when to stop, when to call it a day, even when to not trade. For me, I was like really like wanting to get the extra 2 days so I could get a payout. And what happened? The 4th day, I didn't even get a winning trade. I then ended up losing $100, $200, $300. Went back to let's say negative 100 and should have called it at that point. But instead, I'm like, all right, I could bounce back. Lost 1,000 on the first day, 1,000 on the second day, and there goes my account. But I'm happy I went through that in the beginning because my emotions were high. I was very disappointed, very ashamed, very, down on myself. And after going on a run and thinking, I just knew that had to be a part of it. That had to be a learning lesson, and better now than later, because let's say if I would have gotten my payout and I would have continued to do what I did, I would have probably been oblivious. I would have been like, oh, I know what I'm doing, this, that, and the other, when clearly I'm still learning a lot and experiencing a lot in the market. But yeah, honestly, it's a skill. It's a skill to learn, bro. There's a lot to the market, but there's a lot of manipulation. Real, I revenge traded $2,000, crashed out on my way to work, gang, bro. It be like that, bro. And yeah, it's the worst part. Like for me, I felt that when I was playing poker. I literally the day before I got paid, I just went in there with, let's say, 40 to 100 bucks, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna spend this. I lost it, stayed there until 2 a.m. My paycheck hit, lost basically my whole paycheck, and still had to go to work on Friday, being like, damn, bro, I lost my whole paycheck. Now I gotta wait until next week to even get any money. But no risk and no reward, bro. That's how I'm gonna say this. All these people that play through life, in the safe way, they're just gonna end up living an average life, and I'm not trying to do that, bro. I know there's possibilities of making $15,000 to $30,000 a month, and with trading, it's very possible. It's possible in a lot of different ways, but trading has really opened up my eyes to the possibility of making money, especially understanding how the money works around this country and around the world. It's literally, the market's manipulated. All these big firms, all these big institutions, all these big companies that own a whole lot of shares in the market are able to control it, and they know and understand the psychology of an average person, which is like a gambler's mindset. Basically, they know what people are gonna do, and you just gotta think different than the average consumer, than the average trader, and you gotta think more of how the market makers and the people manipulating the market think. But it is a whole skill. There's a lot of patterns. It's based off of algorithms, and it's just staying consistent, staying disciplined, especially on the psychology aspect of trading. Because once you're able to control your psychology, you're not only able to grow a lot in trading, but bro, that shit helps a lot in life. It helps you a lot understanding yourself and understanding the feelings that you get. One, that is tied with money, but two, some feelings that you have never experienced through just living life or just through walking a normal path. Like, a lot of people will not understand the feeling of blowing $2,000. I understand that feeling because that shit happened to me in poker, that shit's happening to me in trading, but it's really just understanding yourself and, doubling down on yourself, believing in yourself more than anybody else will. You still in Cali, bro? Not at the moment. Right now I'm in Las Vegas. I came to move with my family. I'm lucky enough to have this garage, which is basically a big studio, and I was able to quit my job I want to pursue content. Like I said, everybody in my comment section thinks it's the fucking worst decision I've made, but something else I've learned is money isn't everything. I'd rather save and preserve my energy and time rather than killing my body for a company. And bro, I was breaking rocks for a living. That shit was not gonna get me anywhere but fucking crippled and depressed. At least here, I may be broke as fuck. Literally, the only money I have to my name is the 30 bucks I just sold for these cards, another 20. Literally, I've blown my last amount of money on these accounts, and I might even put this into another account or buy a Pokemon collection. But I don't mind being broke for now. because I did make a lot of money working construction and I just blew it. So I'd rather stay disciplined, figure myself out before making a lot of money, because I know once I make a lot of money, I need to be deserving of it or else I'm just going to lose it. Wasn't it a workout? It was a workout, but you get to a point, it was keeping me in shape, but you get to the point where your joints just fucking hurt. Like, think of Steve from Minecraft breaking stone, or breaking cement. But my wrists were aching every fucking day. Like, my wrists now feel great, and they've probably strengthened because of it. But if I would have continued staying there, I feel like it would have just gotten worse and worse and worse, bro. There were days in the beginning, because I think I fucked this up in football, my pinky. But, bro, my pinky wouldn't bend. It would stay stuck sometimes, and I would get scared. It hadn't happened after, like, a while, but I would get scared of my body just deteriorating. Interesting. How long was the pain there for? Bro, every single day, bro. And if it wasn't one thing, it was another. At first, it was my pinky, and once that went away, my wrist started hurting. And then once that shit would settle down, my back started hurting. And it's just a cycle of just pain and emotions a lot too, bro. You're fighting demons. That's when the demons attack you. You're giving all your energy and time to someone else, and then once you get home, you don't have energy to do anything else. I got off of work, and during work, I would think of all these content ideas of all the things I want to do. But once I get off of work, bro, once you get in the shot, and I would work out after work too. So by the time I got off of work and workout, barely have any time. Once you get out of the shower, you're literally done for the day. I would sit there trying to work. Next thing you know, a video pops up or something, and my night would be gone. I've been there, but when you need the money, you gotta be a slave, to be honest. I wouldn't have the energy to work out, to be honest. Need to sleep to recover. That's the thing, though. I agree with you. When you need to, you need to. And I did it when I needed to. But right now, I clearly don't need to. I don't mind not working hard, at least, for a couple of months. Like, it's literally only been 1 month since I quit my job. They're acting like I've been unemployed I'm not even unemployed, I'm working part-time. But they're acting like I have not worked hard this whole year or last year. Bro, last year I was working two to three jobs. 2 jobs with a side hustle, with 2 side hustles, giving all my fucking time and energy to someone else. Like at that point, I knew if I were to put all that time and energy into learning a skill and putting time and energy into working on myself, working out, it'll all play out. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to be a streamer. I'm trying to be a content creator. I'm not trying to be a 9-to-5 employee. I'd rather work hard right now and try to dedicate myself to my dreams, and then maybe find a better job in a couple of months. And then once I find the job in a couple of months, then I'll go back to the hustle lifestyle if this doesn't play out by that point. But like Marlon said, he was unemployed for 3 months. I don't mind being unemployed for 3 months, going back to the job with a plan, you know? That's really what it all comes down to, because you don't take the money with you once you die. That's something that I have learned. And even being broke since I moved out at the age of 18, I always said I've been in the negatives a lot of times. I've been without food a lot of times. I've been, literally broke to the bone so much, to a point where I would wake up and I wouldn't even care, because I would be happy that I woke up. There's people that don't have limbs. There's people that have some diseases, or that have things that affect them throughout their day in and day out, where they're not able to live a normal life, or they're not able to, enjoy life. I'm happy. I wake up every day. I'm in the shape I'm in because of my hard work and what I've been able to do, working out and stuff. And also, bro, I don't have any health issues. And that's another thing with the cement, bro. I was breathing in fucking powder every fucking day. I'd be going to work, fucking picking my nose, seeing cement on my fingers, and I'm like, bro, this is gonna take some life out of me. Like, I'm breathing in some fucking powder that is not supposed to be breathed in by people. And that's why I was getting paid what I was getting paid. Now, it is on me for not putting my money into the right things when I was working. But at the same time, I was putting it into my clothing brand. I was putting it into poker. I was putting it into things that I truly believe was determined on myself. And the only reason I haven't succeeded in it is because my habits haven't been aligned. Like I said, with the 7 deadly sins, those are the true reasons why I'm not where I want to be. Lust, greed, envy, sloth, gluttony, wrath. What's the last one? All that shit. That's the reason why, yeah, you live and you learn. A lot of people don't live, so they don't learn. A lot of people don't take risks because they're too scared to take risks. So what's gonna happen? They're just gonna live the normal life in the box. And that's why I've been able to take risks since the age of 18. Luckily, I've had help and I've had a support system. But I truly believe I've gone through more than a lot of people older than me have gone through. I've struggled more than a lot of people have struggled. I've experienced a lot more than a lot of people have struggled. But it's because I've been willing to try stuff. I've been willing to take risks. I've been willing to be delusional. Because shit, dude, this shit's bound to fucking play out one way or another. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, you gotta step out of the comfort zone. I hate being comfortable, bro. That's why I made that risk, because I was comfortable working that 9 to 5 job. You get paid that much an hour, you're gonna be comfortable. Like it's just bound to happen. You make enough you have a set pay, which is above average. You're bound to be comfortable, especially if you don't have a plan or the energy to play out the plan, you know. And even right now, I still fight the sloth. I still fight the lust. I still fight the fucking gluttony. I have literally day in and day out been fighting with my mind, and I've just been trying to get my soul aligned, because you know, you have to have your body and your soul aligned together. It's two different things. Your mind and your heart are two different things. Your mind's gonna say one thing and your heart's gonna say another, and it's really deciding and deciphering the good between bad. You do good, you're gonna get good. You do bad, you do get bad. That's why I think my sloth has caught up to me, because I say I'm gonna do all my good habits, and when I do my good habits, I do well trading, I do well in content, I do well in these other things. But once I see myself do well, I then fall back into the sloth, and then falling back into sloth makes me do bad in trading, makes me do bad in content, makes me do bad in what I want to do. It's just being consistent, bro. Not a lot of people do that. Literally, it becomes less and less people that step out of their comfort zone. And I mean, it's not bad for me, bro. Less competition. That's the way I look at it. Like, people can make a lot of money in their comfort zone, but realistically, bro, a lot of these jobs, they're gonna be replaced with AI. They're gonna be replaced with robots. They're gonna be replaced with even other people. But it's like, if you really make money on your own, doing your own things, there isn't really anything you can do to stop that, especially if you've came from the ground up. I feel like once somebody learns how to make money, it's just a money printing method. Like, a lot of people say they're able to go broke and they'll be able to get richer 10 times faster just because of what they learned from failing and failing and failing and attempting and attempting and attempting. Like, for me, the reason I fell back into trading cards is because when I first started it, I was succeeding, bro. I was making hundreds of dollars in profit. Only difference is I was reinvesting it, but I was also spending it stupidly, you know? And that's right now what I'm thinking about. I sold $130 worth of cards the other day, plus these 50. I could have bought the collection I'm looking at for $125. He hit me up yesterday, but instead I put the $100 into trading accounts, and I kind of blew them. So it's a learning lesson on that on that point, but I should have kept that only for trading cards, because now I only have these cards to work off of and this money, which this money I'm even thinking about putting it back into trading accounts. So, and the thing is, the people in my comment section are acting like I'm not looking for another job before, or like, yeah, before they started commenting all that shit. Me and my aunt were having a conversation at work, and my aunt and uncle, I've seen them be broke. I've seen them have to ask my mom for money. I've seen, the struggle they've gone through, and now I'm working at their shop, and I'm seeing the community they've built. My uncle telling me I'll always work for myself. I'm never going back to working for someone else. Even if he said he went through the struggle building it from the ground up, but he does not regret it, because now he's able to work for himself. He's able to work without killing his body. He's able to work in the AC, and just do what he wants to do. I see how many people come into their shop, their ice cream shop, and it's just crazy, because they come in and they're loyal. They're building the business for my aunt and uncle. And I remember the day that they decided to come to Vegas in 2018, before anybody else was deciding to come over here. And they did it just because California was too expensive and they wanted a new life. They were tired of living paycheck to paycheck, living broke, in debt, in credit card debt, in debt to my mom. And it's like, bro, I see a lot of myself in that, because I'm doing the same shit, bro. I'm taking risks for myself. But my aunt told me, you're going to need a better paying job. She said, I would love to have you around here all the time at her ice cream shop. But she's like, there's better paying jobs where you're able to take advantage of the opportunity that I have of not paying as much bills as I did in California. And she's not wrong there, but it's not that easy to get a new job where you're just doing it at a snap of a finger. I've never gotten a job just by applying. It's always been by connections, and it's a work in progress. The economy is hard right now. It's just gonna get even worse, bro. It's just gonna get even worse. But I'm not looking for get rich quick schemes. Clearly, it's not get rich quick schemes. It's get rich with hard work. That's really what it is, bro. Like they be talking to me like I don't know what I'm doing, or like if they know more than me, which I already know the benefits of investing in the long term. But like I've said many times, I'm not gonna be fucking investing, hoping to retire at the age of 40, at the age of 65. Brother, by the age of 30, I'm gonna be financially free. And at least that's my take on that. I don't know how it's gonna happen, I don't know when it's gonna happen, and I'm not really stressing on it. I'm more so just stressing about getting myself aligned spiritually and mentally. But actually, with that being said, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I appreciate you guys for coming into the live stream. My brother's got a soccer game in about an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and watch that. I'm gonna try to edit the video I have ready for today. Well, it's not ready, but the video I have planned for today. If not, video will be coming out tomorrow. I do want a daily upload. I really do. I'm just trying to figure out like how to do it while also making it entertaining. Cause clearly I'm getting the engagement right now, bro. I love the comment sections on the last video because, they're judging, but at the same time it's engagement. What am I gonna say about it? Stop commenting? Fuck no. Keep commenting. Keep hating. Keep saying your opinion. Cause realistically, they're the ones that keep coming back and watching my videos, day in and day out for the past 2 years. And now with trading, it's just gonna build a whole new community as well. A whole lot of people are gonna come back and start watching me, especially since I'm starting from the ground up. I'm failing and failing and failing and failing, and that's relatable to the average person that's starting to day trade. They see all these people succeed, but they don't see all these people fail. And not everybody's willing to show themselves fail. And that's kind of what I've made, this channel for. I always said I'm willing to be transparent about being broke, about failing, about my plan, about what I do, and that's why I'm trying to stay mentally strong, not letting the negative comments get to me. Although sometimes, yeah, they'll take a jab at me, and I'm like, can't really defend myself because they're hiding behind a keyboard and a screen. But it's life, man. People are gonna say what they want to say, and it's just gonna get me ready for the even more parasocial people that are gonna be coming in and watching me. And this is a good video. Check it out. Which one? It's not showing any comments. Oh, how to develop an unbreakable pause. Oh, Napoleon Hill. I like Napoleon Hill. I actually read his book. I forgot what book it is. Is it How to Think and Grow Rich? Is it that one? Oh, I think I've
If you
seen this
want to
one.
develop an unbreakable positive
Yeah.
mental attitude, then you must understand the power of autosuggestion.
Yeah, my homie sent it to me. The homie Kev actually sent it to me. It is a good video. I was like 6 minutes through it. You're right.
If you want to, you must choose carefully.
I appreciate you sending it. I'll listen to it. Oh my god, it zoomed in. What the fuck is zoomed out? Wait, if I say zoom in. Nah, it doesn't. But I am also going to be reading more books. I do want to read. I think he has a book on it. This book is a book I want to read. Hold on. Dude, why is it zooming in again? Zoom out. What the fuck? It's a fucking ghost, man. Yeah, it's Napoleon Hill. This one right here. Outwitting the Devil: The Secret to Freedom and Success. I do want to read this one. It's by Napoleon Hill. Yeah, Think and Grow Rich is the book that he wrote. I do want to read this one. This is one of my next books that I'm copying once I finish reading a couple of books. I do want to read that one. But, hey, first of all, Fire Freak, I appreciate you. I really appreciate you, bro. Because you're the only one that's willing to come into the live stream and actually chat. All these people commenting on my videos, they're just commenting on the videos to see if I do good or bad. Once I do good, they don't comment. Once I do bad, they love to chat shit. But dog, you've been staying tuned to the videos. You've been staying tuned to the live streams, and that shit means a lot to me, bro. Especially because I'm live streaming and I'm doing all this so I could get monetized. These fools don't understand. I'm gonna use their attention as fucking monetization. I'm gonna get money from them. But realistically, you've been one of the realest supporters, along a couple of other real supporters that I have on this channel. And I do appreciate it, bro. I do. No worries. I want to see you succeed, brother. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. That's why I'm trying to dedicate myself to live stream every single day and keep myself accountable. Make sure to keep me accountable. Keep me accountable. I'm gonna be here. I hope you're here too. Especially when it actually pops off. Whatever pops off, it's gonna pop off. Whether that's the clothing brand, the YouTube channel, the fucking live streams, the trading, or all of them. Can't have all your eggs in one basket. I'm trying to build a whole interweb that's gonna come together. But yeah, with that being said, appreciate y'all for coming in. I'll be live tomorrow, probably doing the same thing, and even Monday stock market doesn't open, so we will continue to just grow and watch some stuff. See you next time. Enjoy your bro soccer game. Peace.